bum.
Craze is partnered with NSC Roadshow. NSCLiveTV.com and 8 Marketing are proud to present the NSC Roadshow podcast tour. As a creator, come to be treated like a rock star as we take you on a tour with podcasters from around the world. Got a Kickstarter, Indiegogo, or a project you would like to tell thousands about? Come and get on the tour. Are you a podcaster that would like more creators on your show? Come become a tour stop on the tour.
What's up, George? What's going down tonight?
What up, dog? Tonight we have a live show with what's going to be the 4 horsemen, but one of them can't make it. And we're also going to have Medico on the show to talk about POWCON. And yeah, let's get it.
Let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Cast the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze.
Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I am your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera, and I am with
George the Dreamer Medina. What's happening, y'all? What's going on?
What's happening? So we got Sal up in the waiting room, and we're going to bring him on as we're starting tonight with the POWCON Recap. Let's bring him in the room.
Sal, what up, brother?
What's up, guys?
What's going on? What is that, a monster behind you?
So I'm trying to figure out how to do the background, and I completely fucked it.
Nice.
So every now and then when I go like this, you're gonna see my horror logo.
Oh, well, you know, that kind of works, actually.
Yeah.
That's not a bad deal right
I
there.
guess, yes.
You know, our next show.
It's like a magic trick, bro. That's freaking awesome.
Now you don't.
That is
I don't know how
awesome.
to fix it either, so I'm trying to figure it out.
Oh boy.
Oh, man.
So welcome everyone to another episode of Catch the Craze. We are live and we're here with Sal Lo Medico. We just came back from his show this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, POWCON over at 1 PAL. And you know what? I didn't realize that was the Police Athletic League, bro. We kept saying 1 PAL. It's the Police Athletic League in Wayne, New Jersey. But yeah, no, we're here now. We're talking to Sal. He's promoting his next show, which if you wave your hand, we will be able to see what it is.
Almost. There we go.
I see dead people.
Well, what's the name of the show, Sal? What is it?
It's the Brooklyn Horror Con.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
Horror Con.
a horror con in
I fixed it.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my god.
There you go. Horror con in the spring, in the summer. Why do a horror con now? What was the thought process behind it?
Well, the show won't be happening for another 3.5 months.
Oh, there you go.
But we're making the announcement now. We're also going to be running another show as well in between then, which we haven't made the announcement. But the horror con is the focus for the most part, the big focus.
And that's where?
And we're looking for a location. We have 2 locations we're negotiating with. One of them, I don't want to say where, but in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Because it's Brooklyn Horror Con, you know?
Makes sense.
What's
Makes a lot of
up,
sense.
Michael San Martino?
Michael San Martino's in the house. You were supposed to come to the con on Saturday, Michael. We waited. I wanted to meet you.
Yes,
Didn't
what's
show
up?
What's
Gilly's
going
in the house.
So yeah, so Sal, how? I mean,
Yeah.
did did the show exceed your expectations? What did it meet your expectations? Was it below your expectations? Where were you with the turnout for the show?
Well, given the circumstances with the rain and everything, unfortunately, I don't have control over that, even though I like to say these hands are magic. I was able to show my logo a few seconds ago. I definitely think it didn't overperform that I was hoping, but I think it definitely did what I thought it was going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome, bro. Yeah, when on Saturday when I walked to the door just to get some stuff, I saw the line was forming outside, so it looked like it was people came out despite the weather. It looks like.
Yeah, that Saturday was actually the biggest day we had. Sunday was actually close, but Saturday was the bigger day of the days.
Yes, it felt like Saturday was busier than Sunday, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's any convention. Saturdays are always bigger than Sundays, no matter what. Sundays are family days, whether they go out, it's church day. But yeah, Saturday was definitely the bigger day, and I think it was worse rain wise on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely.
But it was coming down.
It rained harder. Damn. Yeah, Sam was saying that it rained harder on Sunday, right, than it did on Saturday.
Sunday when I was driving there was rough.
It? Okay.
Yeah, when I was driving there, because once I got in, I didn't know what the weather was like, but I know on my way there Sunday it was a pain in the rear.
In the rear of your car, pain in your rear.
Yeah, it was like that dang rain.
Yeah, no, but that's good, man. So in comparison to your other shows, what were some of the things that you learned from this show versus the last couple of shows that you've done? What were some of the things that you feel like, man, damn, maybe I could have done that better? Like when you're critiquing yourself as a promoter, what are some of the pros and some of the cons? What are some of the things that you learned?
Well, I don't think I did anything wrong.
Of course not.
No, of course not. No, I think, there's always a learning. You always learn something from every show you do, whether you're an artist sitting behind the table or you're the promoter in front of the table.
Mm-hmm.
I think, there's really anything really, unfortunately the building wouldn't let us set up the night before.
Yeah.
So it was a rush in the middle. In the early morning. So I think, instead of 8 o'clock, everybody set up at like 8:15, 8:20, but everybody kind of got ready on time. Everything was good to go by 10 o'clock. Excuse me, Edward. And then by 10:30, the show was up and rolling. I think everybody was up and set up by then. Then you have, and it's always going to be this way where you have those vendors who show up at 10:30 when the show starts and where's my table? I didn't get my table. And then, you just got to accommodate them as best you can. But yeah, that happens every show, Yeah. But besides that, I think the show went pretty smooth. There were some things that I think, not necessarily that I could do better, but I think, certain people I will never work with again. But I think for the most part, the show did pretty well. And I was told by a few of the vendors that they did really well at the show. Of course, you always have vendors that won't do as well as other vendors. But that's just, unfortunately the luck of the draw for the weekend,
Yeah.
Is that a normal business practice for the convention owners to not want to try to accommodate with like an early setup time?
No, if it was up to me, everything would have been done the day before.
I think the building owners, right? Like
right.
The building owners wouldn't let us set up the day before, which is why everything had to be set up around 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Was it because they didn't want to be liable for the merchandise? What was the problem?
Oh no, they had another event the night before, so that building holds so many events.
Yeah.
That it's insane. That building's like a cash cow. For whoever owns that building is a cash cow.
Yeah, seriously.
Because there's just so many events that run there. Like I think the night before, so when I originally rented the building, I had asked him. I said, "Look, could we get the night before?" And he said, "Well, if I give you the night before, it's going to stop me from making money." And then I said, "Well, what if I pay you for the night before?" He just told me no. So, so pretty much like a week later, they wound up doing this thing. Like it was like a dinner event or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I asked them if I could do it after, and they stated that it's going to go throughout the end of the night. So
Jesus.
unfortunately, that means hustle in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What time did they allow you guys entrance in the morning? Was it
6 o'clock. So we were there at 6 o'clock in the morning. The table company, the earliest they were able to get there was 7 a.m.
Damn, dude.
So once they got there, I mean, we were just busting and rolling, just kind of putting everything together. And then they shorted us tables, and it was crazy. Then they had to come back with more tables, and it was it's an interesting weekend.
That's part of, I guess that's part of the whole monster, right? The behind the scenes that we don't see, whether it's the convention goers or whether it's the vendors, we don't see any of that stuff. We
try to make sure that you don't see it. That's the goal.
Yeah. So sometimes it's hard. Like I'll tell you this. Just when doing conventions, usually, when we walk in there, the tables are already set up. You guys couldn't do that because you couldn't do it the night before. So that automatically was like, oh, what's going on? There was like a little bit of a panic amongst the vendors because we just didn't know where everything was. You know what I mean? But again, that's what happens when like the building or whatever doesn't accommodate. You come in early the next day. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Now,
like I said, I wish. I mean, I can't say I wish all I want, but yeah. I mean, it would have been great, but unfortunately, that just wasn't the.
Would you use that venue again? You think?
If I can get the day before, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the show did. I think if it was sunnier days,
mm-hmm.
I think we would have done double the amount of people.
Yeah.
Because the amount of traction we were getting online. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I think I told you guys we had almost 500 people a day going on the website, and that's big traffic.
Yeah.
To every day now, 7 days a week. So and we did sell a significant amount of tickets before the event itself. So and then I don't even think people realized throughout that Saturday, throughout the day, there was close to 800 people that came in throughout the day.
Wow.
So and then so it's it's just, it is what it is. I wish it wasn't raining, but
mm-hmm.
what am I gonna do? But yes, would I use the venue again? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it holds a lot of people. It seems like two gyms. I mean, it's a pretty big place. The panels.
Yeah.
Do you wish you would have used maybe like some kind of like room separate from what it was?
Yeah, if they were allowing me to use that little room that was on the, I don't know if you guys seen it on the side in the hallway. I would have used that room for panels, but they weren't allowing me because they were doing bingo that night. Again, they run 100 events there. And one of the celebrities was getting, sorry, hold on.
Yeah.
So one of the celebrities was getting a little ticked off that he had to do it in the gymnasium. So I wound up kind of going to the guy who runs the building and saying, hey, look, if I just give you, if I pay for the time, can I do that? And he goes, yeah. And he wound up hitting me hard for just a little amount of time. So I wish I would have just said, hey, look, can I just rent the room for the whole day, but
right.
It would have been a bit pricey, but yeah, I think learning from that building, it's the first time in that building. And I think we had that second gym that third gym really, just so we can kind of space things out a little more so everybody felt a little more comfortable. But I think under other circumstances, I think everybody could have fit in that one big gymnasium. And I think if we do it again next year, I think I might just use that one big gymnasium to kind of just have everything in one centralized area, because a lot of people weren't going into the other gymnasium, and then we had to kind of figure out how to force people in there and blocked off the doorway, kind of had them come through there first to get into the bigger gymnasium. So if it was up to me, without COVID restriction, I would, or without having that, that barrier over my head of wanting to make everybody super comfortable in terms of spacing, I would make sure everybody was in that one room, I think.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just find it, thinking that if I am the host, which is the building owner, I want to make sure that the client had a great experience that they want to come back. It seems like they posed challenges every step of the way.
I
which didn't
honestly
make
think
sense.
they hold so many events there that to them it's all right. This is just another event. It is what it is. They don't come back. There's another person to replace
Mm.
that weekend of money for them. I don't think they care in that sense. But I mean, I'm not going to throw the building under the bus because I think I think it's a significant amount of space. But yeah, I think they just hold so many events there that it's like just you know one event to another is the same event no matter what. Like one of the owner when we were setting up, he kept on sticking his head in the door and he just kept on going, what is this like? I guess because there's another person who runs a bunch of shows there, his name is Joe, and he just goes, what is this, like Joe's event? And I said, no, not like Joe's event. We're gonna have video games, we have music. Oh, so like Joe's event? No, he doesn't have that. Like, so they don't understand, they don't get it, so they're just they just see it, like I said, it's just, I think it's just a cash cow for them. They just milk that building for as much as they possibly can.
Wow.
And it is what it is. If I had that building, I'd do the same thing. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Not gonna lie.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. I think whenever you do something in Jersey, and I've done a couple of shows in Jersey, I think driving is very important. The fact, if you have a car, it's almost like mandatory, because getting around some of these places, it's just hard from public transportation. I know that there were a couple of,
it's not like New York. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, definitely. I spoke to a couple of even like the cosplayers that were going in there. They were just having a hard time getting from where, from the city into whatever, into the. So that's why I asked you if you would do it there again. But it looks like it didn't really affect the numbers as far as the attendees.
No, the travel. I mean, I'm sure people had a hard time getting in because it's Jersey to begin with. I mean, even though I was driving in with somebody, we had a hard time with traffic that day before. Right. So, but besides, that, I think the rain was really the main factor of why, we didn't have an even bigger turnout. But I think we would have, and we were competing that day too. And I don't think anybody realizes it or knows. Why should they? Because they did crappy marketing, these other guys. But we were competing with another event that day as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know that. That's interesting.
Which event?
Yeah, and then you got the Garden State is, I think, this week, next week.
Garden State Comic Fest, right? Yeah,
it's coming up. Yeah. So I mean, next year, right? Come around. Would you do it again on Memorial Day weekend, or do you think you'd probably pick a different day? With the holiday, would you go up against the holiday, or would you prefer to do it on another day?
Well, I really don't know, just because I don't really know what it could have really been like without the rain. But if I put my business cap on, probably non-holiday weekend.
Yeah.
Because not only were we competing with the holiday weekend, competing with the rain, we were competing with another show, and then the travel, and so there's a lot of factors that kind of work in there. But I think the turnout was pretty good for like a rainy weekend, and it wasn't even just raining; it was like storming out there. It was raining hard out there.
Sucked.
No, it was. Gilbert's in the chat room. It looks like there was drama with another convention group that kept attacking Sal. He says so. I'm not sure what.
Oh my God, that's another story. I mean, I'm here. I might as well speak about it, right?
I mean, yeah. I didn't know if you want to mention it, but yeah, hey, Gil brought it up. Good job, Gil.
Thanks, Gil. But no, so I mean, there was another convention where we've been marketing since January, February of the beginning of this year, which I always market 3 to 4 months out from my event anyway, no matter what, because it gives the most significant amount of time to not just sell tickets, but get the best vendors I possibly can,
right,
and not just like last minute people. And then these people, we had gone to one of their smaller events in that building, but in the cafeteria is where they held their event. I'm not going to say exactly who they are, but we went there and we were kind of cordial. And we were like, hey, can we just kind of go throughout your event here and just hand out some flyers? We'll give you some flyers here. You could do the same at our show. And they said, yeah, great. So they were very well aware that we were running a show on that weekend. And then literally 3 months later, it's announced that another smaller show in a small hotel, where I actually had a room, believe it or not, in that hotel. And so they decided to run an event there as well. And then there was somebody, one of the people who worked for them was just completely trashing us. And he was like, well, you're stealing our vendors. You're stealing our celebrity. I'm not stealing your vendors. Your vendors are coming to me. What am I going to say? No to them?
Right.
If someone comes to me and says, hey, look, I'd rather do your show, even though, yes, it's a little more money. I think there's more of an opportunity to make money. Am I going to say no to them? No, I'm going to say, yeah, come on, you get on our ship,
Right.
Or if there's, if their celebrity reaches out to us and says, yeah, we're going to be I'm doing Saturday, but I don't mind doing Sunday. What am I going to say? No, come on through. It's all good.
Yeah.
And they seen it as if we were trying to hurt their show. Like, for example, I was told by one of the showrunners that if why would you post your ad on top of ours? Well, let's use common sense. If you're in one group, right, and I'm also in that same group, and you post the day before, and then now I'm going to start to market my event, and I post the day after, what's going to happen? My post is going to go above yours, right?
Yeah.
Like common sense, like use your head, man. Like I'm not trying to deliberately screw your event over,
Right.
And then when you take your guys, go onto my POW Comic Con page in our discussion section and post your event stuff on pretty much, it's like coming into my house and just kind of plastering my walls with with whatever your message is.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have to disable my comments. None of my people can say anything because of you. And then you get mad when I put an ad out that says, don't go to a small show, go to our, don't go to this show, go to our show. Like, you can't get mad. You can't get pissed off.
I agree. I mean, Gilbert says also, he says business is business. Those guys just don't want competition.
And it's business. That's the thing. And
exactly.
I think they're pissed because, and I don't know what it is. I forget who I was telling, but I was like, I don't know if it's my face, my smile, and my beautiful blue eyes. I have no clue what it is. But for some reason, last year when we threw a show on January 25th and 26th, another major New Jersey show decided that they wanted to put a show that month. Literally, they started marketing that month on our date. And then they tried to steal our celebrities. They tried to steal our vendors, which everybody was telling me. And I was like, well, why didn't you go? They're like, why would I go to a New Jersey show when I can just do it right here in New York? And I was like, my man, thank you so much,
Right, yeah.
But it's like, I don't know what it is about me. I don't know if it's the logo. I don't know if it's the color pink. I don't know. But somebody doesn't like something about my event.
It's the word POW. I think it
could just be POW.
In your face. POW. In your face.
POW, we beat your event. Bam, we beat your event.
I didn't realize there was so much, it's like a cutthroat business.
But dude, I mean, like I was telling him, I was like, after, because I seen him at another show and we were having our conversation. And I was like, dude, I don't understand why it has to be this way. Like, first he goes, there's no crossover. Right. You're selling tickets. You have vendors. You have celebrities. You're selling toys or whatever. Of course, there's crossover. We're fighting for the same dollars.
Right.
And that's fine. We can fight for the same dollars, but there's going to be more in my pocket than your pocket at the end of the day, because that's just how I am.
Right.
My vendors are going to have more of an opportunity than your vendors because that's the way I am. So, I was told literally like 50 people went to their show or 25 people or something went to their show, and whatever, that's fine. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know why you would put a show on a weekend where there's a show happening in that town 5 minutes away from you on that same day, and you're a one-day show and we're a two-day show. Just logically, business-wise, it just doesn't make sense, Right. So
is that something you look through in the schedule, Sal, when you're putting your shows together? Do you look for dates where like it's more okay, there's nobody doing anything here, or do you kind of just, I'm picking this date, this is the day I can do it, and I'm just doing it that day?
No, I mean, look, I think ideally, right, you try to make a day when there's nobody, because you don't want the competition. You want everybody to kind of thrive and eat and survive. So yeah, I mean, I don't try to put a day where someone has already put their event, because that just wouldn't make business sense. Now, if they're outside of, let's say, New York, New Jersey, maybe Connecticut, outside of all those areas, Yeah, I'll throw an event because we're not in direct competition. You know, you're not going to go 60 miles out to get to me, you know, if there's already a show in your area. But you might go from New Jersey or Connecticut down to New York, you know. So that would make sense to have an event that kind of, you know, collides with another event in that allowed mileage, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it is what it is. I mean, and then, you know, somebody put something out there that we were charging other people less money than the people we were already charging, which makes no sense. Why would I charge, like, for example, that's like saying, well, I already got Sam as one price, but I'm going to go to you, George, and charge you less. Why would I do that? Does that make any sense?
Right.
That makes no sense at all whatsoever, you know? Now, if I know you and we've been friends for a couple of years and we're boys and we've known each other on the circuit, I'd be like, dude, I'll hook you up a little, you know, like, that's a different story. But,
well, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it normal for like the bigger names, even the bigger names, for example, to get comp tables because they're going to bring in the people or is that not something that happens at shows? I think that's pretty normal, right?
I'm sure it happens, but I think, like I said, I mean, if you look at our show, we didn't have any big names. And the reason why is because I wanted the little guy to shine, you know? So, I mean, I wanted the opportunity for those guys to kind of get their chance and kind of make a little money or get their ideas out there and their comics or their artwork or whatever out there. And I had my opportunities to get a couple of big name, like 80s artists, you know? So it's just, it is what it is. It's already over. I mean, we won the war, you know? So, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Right. So now talking about your Hurricane, what's in store for that? What can people look forward to that?
Oh man, so I've been planning this since 2020, and it was going to be the next show after the January POW Comic Con. Unfortunately, COVID kind of messed it all up. But yeah, man, it's going to be cool. It's going to be horror themed. You know, I mean, you'll have some outside artists that will be in there probably selling non-horror stuff, but of course the event is going to be horror themed. We already have some vendors lined up that, of course, we were trying to get from last year. And then, you know, it's going to be cool. Like I have dry ice machines that are going to fog up the bottom of the floor. It's going to be a different event. It's not going to be it's not going to be like it's not going to be a Comic Con, if you will. It's going to be a pretty interesting, fun little different event.
Yeah,
it's going to be separate. It's going to be like a separate. It's going to be cool. I don't want to like let everything out, but it's going to be aesthetically. It's going to look great. It's going to look very cool.
And this is going to be in Brooklyn, and you don't know exactly the location, or you do. You have a couple locations. Won't say which.
We have 2 locations that we're discussing with, and it's going to depend on whoever comes up with a better price. You know.
Now, are we looking at October for this, or are we looking like sometime in September? I mean, obviously
September.
Fall.
September.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right before New York Comic Con.
Well, New York Comic Con is in October still. This
right.
Year,
Yeah. So it's before.
Yeah, so it'll be right after New York Comic Con.
Wait.
Sometime after New York Comic. Yeah, before New York Comic Con. There we go.
Just say no. Just say
wait
no.
A minute.
Stop with the drugs.
It's like before. We're like, okay.
Yeah. So you're right.
I was like, wait, hold on. He's doing some Jedi mind trick on me. I'm like, what's going on here?
He's like, September comes after October.
These are not the droids you're looking yeah, so it'll probably be before New York Comic Con.
That's pretty awesome, man. You know what? I think that that New York needs more conventions. You know, especially with the COVID. But now that everything's opening up, and I think that I was talking to Sam, I think that was what I enjoyed the most, was just being able to get back out and seeing some of my compadres in the indie world, you know, and talking to them and stuff like that. We actually met somebody that used to work with you. He was right across from us.
John, yeah,
John, funny dude, bro. He is.
John's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's hilarious, dude. Yeah, we had a good time.
I recommended a good
man.
therapist.
Yeah. Dude, we mentioned something about Star Wars and he went off. He was like, "This is why I'm talking." I'm like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, he had a relapse. He had a relapse.
All right, John, I feel you, dog. But yeah, no, it was good. I'm glad you're doing them now. The one in Brooklyn is slated for September, and then you have something else next year, January, right? That's when.
Well, January, has always been POWCON time. So yeah, Brooklyn POWCON, of course, will be back in January. We just haven't made any announcements.
Yeah.
Because I'm waiting for the Brooklyn Expo Center to get back to me. We're going to be doing it there again.
Yeah.
And then in between, most likely in between or directly after, we're going to be doing a toy show event here in New York, in Manhattan. So that'll be another like cool little event that we're going to be putting on as well.
Nice, man. Nice. How do you find the time, man? How do you find the time to do all these things?
Well, remember my job that I told you guys I did with socks? I kind of moved on, and now I'm focusing. Okay. I'm focusing on this to make this my full-time living.
All right.
There you go.
Like I said, I think COVID kind of made everybody realize what they want to do in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I said last time to you guys, I wanted to kind of make not an opportunity, but I wanted to make a run for it as an artist, doing multiple cons, and I never did, and I wish I did. Now I'm going to do it because unfortunately, now's the time to do it, and
good.
I'm going for it.
Good for you, bro. Good for you. So you're doing so what you're saying, you're putting shows together as a promoter, and then you're also going to be at shows promoting your art.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful, bro. Good for you, man. So what's where are you going to exhibit? What's going to be one of your first shows that you're going to be doing?
So I applied to New York Comic Con. I think everybody applied to New York Comic Con. And then some of the smaller shows that are coming up, like Big Apple and stuff like that, I applied to some of those guys and see if I get into some of them. But it's really gonna depend on cost.
Mm-hmm.
Really, like I'm not gonna go to 2 small shows if I can go to New York Comic Con.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. No, absolutely, dude.
Nice.
Well, good luck with that, my brother. Good luck with that, and thank you for stopping by and talking to us about POWCON and what's coming up in the future.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it, and thank you guys for coming out and being a part of the show. I mean, I couldn't have done it without you guys being there. And
yeah, man.
And
Well, maybe you should consider having a official podcaster represent your events. I'm just saying.
So
I know a crew called Cast the Craze.
Working with a podcaster for the last couple of years.
Ain't nobody like Cast the Craze.
But hey, I mean, sometimes life changes, and you know what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, we're some marketing machines. You might want to just we need to chat offline, make it happen. I'm just saying.
Yeah, for sure, my brother, for sure.
Oh, before we go, also, like I was saying, so we had a specific guest at the event.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God! Like imagine a girl. No, I'm not being sexist, but like girl, child, mixed into one, and it was just like, oh my God, like just the biggest headache I've ever kind of experienced with any celebrity. I'll never work with that individual again, ever again. I don't care what he brings or she brings to the show. Let's just say, but one of the oh my God, just greedy child who thinks they're bigger than they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you come to me and you say, hey, where's my green room? You're in a gymnasium, buddy. Where the hell is our green room? Like, use your head. You're a smart guy.
A green room.
Yeah. I don't even get a green room. Do you want M&Ms?
That's what I was gonna say.
Just
did you
red
want
M&Ms?
Just the red M&Ms?
Only Poland Spring, or what do you drink? Because oh my God, bro. Wow. Oh my God.
Dude, did you even know that it was going to be like that? Did you have any inklings that he,
No, I mean, everybody I've ever dealt with in terms of celebrity has always been really down to earth, cool.
Yeah.
Just, what do you want to eat? Pizza's fine. And I'm not saying I got on pizza, but I'm just saying, like, pizza's fine. Not when they come to you and say, I want a hot dog with mustard, ketchup, relish, and onions. And then you bring them said hot dog and they go, oh, I can't eat this. There's too many onions on here.
No.
Be a grown man and take off your onions. No. You know what I'm saying? You're a grown man, or a grown individual, we'll say. Like, it just, it's it just boggles my mind how some of these people work their way through life. You know, and if there's, you know, just, oh my God.
Oh, dude.
Oh my God, bro.
Some of the guys in the chat are saying a RetroCon. They would like a RetroCon. And somebody said Black Ranger.
No.
But
yeah, I mean, and then and then when you meet the person for the first time and they go, see, even the kids laugh. Go away, or you meet the individual for the first time and they go, I want to go out clubbing. You're in New Jersey, Wayne, New Jersey. It's a family town. Where are you going clubbing?
There's nothing in that town.
It's nothing.
Nothing in that town.
Well, there has to be a bar. And then when one of my people go, well, there's a strip club. Well, now you just made a problem for yourself because now you have to take him places. Just so you know. Oh my God, dude, it was such a headache. The other guy, the other celebrity, very, very nice, very cool, no pun intended. You could tell he didn't want to be there, but he was doing it because he was just there. But very cool guy. I had no issues with him.
Yeah.
But the other guy, oh man.
Too many issues.
Oh my God.
Needless to say, he won't be at the HorrorCon.
He won't be back at any con ever again that I run. I mean, no offense. And no offense to anybody he knows or friends or anything like that.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ. I mean,
hey man, you live and you learn, baby.
Can I curse on here?
Yeah, right now.
Holy fucking Jesus,
wow,
motherfucking Christ!
Wow, didn't know you were going there.
Holy shit! It was so bad. It was so bad. It almost made me re-question the whole. Do I really want to promote? Because we'll have to deal with someone like this,
dude.
Ever again?
And I'm thinking now, it's probably you've probably been lucky that you haven't dealt with too many people like that. You know what I mean? Like
last year we had over 14 celebrities. Not one of them was a douchebag or a jerk or just such a greedy. Like if somebody comes up to you and says, oh, "I know it's $50 for your autograph, but all I have is $40. Could you just cut me some slack?" And you've already made an abundance amount of money.
Right.
And you point to your sign and you go, like, you can't just cut the person some slack. It's
right.
And to the point where even the promoter has to go up to the person and say, "Here's $10. Go get the autograph," which is what I did.
Yeah.
That person could get the autograph. So it's just really, and it's a business. I get it. But sometimes you got to have a little bit of a heart.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Man.
Krista, big shout out to Krista Joe, who just joined us. After the F-bombs, she was like, "Hey, yo." Gil said, "No Christmas presents for Sal."
He's got a lump of coal.
I was going to say, I got coal in my stock this year.
You crazy.
Sal, man. No, but dude, thank you so much. And when you're ready to tell us where it's going to be, come on back. And we definitely got to talk about some working together.
What's up?
Ness. So we'll talk.
Yeah. Yes, guys.
Because I don't know how you heard, but we are the Craze.
I've heard. My man, thanks Sal so much for coming through, my brother.
Yes.
We'll talk soon.
And don't forget, go away and never come back again. Thank you.
There you go.
My brother.
Thanks,
oh, Sal. And that was Sal Lo Medico, promoter of POWCON.
Yes.
And can't wait to hear about the new convention that he's doing, the horror convention out in Brooklyn. That's going to be awesome. And I'm from the Bronx. He cursed more than my cousin when he stubbed his toe. he was dropping them. So so that was Sal Lo Medico. And
we're gonna come back and we're gonna bring back Anibal Arroyo, who's in the waiting room, one of the 4 horsemen. So we're gonna cut the commercial and we'll bring him in.
Do you have a Kickstarter campaign and you're trying to figure out how to get the word out? You look online and you see the competition is fierce. Comic-Cons are slowly coming back, but in the meantime, how do you spread the word? You worked for hours creating your campaign.
You post on as many social media sites as possible, trying to get the word out to no avail. Well, look no further. Why not sponsor an episode of Catch the Craze podcast, the fastest growing indie podcast in the market today? That 30-second promo can get you an extra 2 to 3 backers or more. Who knows? Let's go. Hit the link below and get one step closer to a successful campaign. Hit that link below.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed. Oh, here he comes.
That was
yo.
itchy. Oh, there he goes.
Yo, what up, Anibal?
He looks like he's gonna approach the camera with those squinty eyes
Can
again.
you hear us? Yeah, buddy.
Turn up the volume. Can you hear me?
Pop
Yeah,
up
yeah,
the
I can hear you.
volume, dance.
All right. What's up?
Loud and
Actually,
clear.
I'm just getting ready to share a video, just letting people know I'm on here. So
Oh.
if you would have came out 2 seconds early, you would. I didn't even hit OK. Look, I didn't hit OK yet. I'm doing all my tags right now.
No, shoot. Well, Crystal Joy saying time to place our bets on John and his technical difficulties. Unfortunately, we won't have John on the show today.
Yes.
He had prior, I don't know what he's doing. He maybe had a prior engagement. I have no idea.
Yeah.
We will find out. We will let you know. He's okay though. He's okay.
Yeah, he's
He'll be
okay.
Fine, but, he just won't be on tonight. Just before what did you send that?
Spoiler alert: Jonathan Syfax will not be making the show tonight.
No,
We're about to lose.
no.
We're about to lose all our watchers right now. They come just for that. Big shout out to Michael Arroyos con Pollos. He's saying.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I tell you, you gotta make that shirt. Arroyos con pollos.
No doubt. No doubt.
Oh man. So we're back. There's 3 of us tonight. We're gonna be talking a few things, including independent artists and what makes an independent artist an independent artist. But also, go Power Rangers, sing it. Sing it
Mighty
now.
Morphin Power Rangers.
Yo, Mike is the only one that can make this man sing right there, bro. John tried last week, he couldn't do it. But Mike was like,
John be
Rangers,
throwing
sing
some stuff. I'm like, what is that? All right.
it. Yo, Crystal said lies. His AOL could not connect. Yo, Crystal's a fucking she's a comedian,
Oh,
bro.
dear.
Just dial up.
That's probably not too far from the truth, actually. But I'm just saying, that's my boy. Though I can say that.
That's my boy. That's my boy. Hey, John, if you're watching, you talk to us.
Yeah, just
But,
come and talk to me.
One more thing, the 50 back. Okay, so going back to our Kickstarter, we made our Kickstarter goal. Thank you everybody for the Kickstarter and supporting us. We did reach the 50 backer goal, which unlocked a stretch goal. The
Yes.
stretch goal was that these names would go, but only the physical tier.
Yes.
We'll go into a raffle and we would spin the wheel, and you could win a signed autographed copy of issue number 1 of There's an Alien in My Toilet.
Yes, rare gem. Rare gem.
So we are going to do that tonight. Now, the way I've doctored this up. Hold on, let me see if I can grab this. Hold on. All right, so we have our little spinning wheel here. All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 3 spins. There are 10 names and there are 30 backers. Okay. So I'm gonna spin this thing 3 times. All right. One time we're gonna get a name. I'm gonna erase those names, and then I'm gonna put 10 more
Kickstarter
names on
scam.
there.
She says, "Where's my shout out?" Kickstarter scam. Justice for Crystal.
Oh, Chris, hang on a second. I'm sending surveys out tonight too. Easy, Jesus Christ! And so we're gonna find out a winner.
Wait,
tonight.
wasn't
You'll
it
see how
Justice
all
for what was
unfolds.
that guy's name? The guy that faked being racially attacked. Justice for Dave Chappelle did a skit on him.
Yeah. What is it? What was his name? I can't remember his
Justice
name.
for whatever. He was that
He had
show.
a French name. Remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Smollett, Jesse Smollett.
Yeah, Justice for Smollett. Yeah.
You're saying Justice for Smollett.
I think Dave called him Juicy.
Yeah, Justice for
Bro,
Juicy.
that's some crazy shit.
Juicy. That's great. Anyway. All right. So, you know what? Let me do a spin now, bro. I'm going to start it up
This guy's been
with my 10
itching.
first names.
Itching. All right, go ahead. Do
You
that.
ready?
Yes, sir.
Dude, we got to get going here. We hit to 10? Well, I got to go to sleep.
What are you talking about?
We
We always start at 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. What's that? Spooky.
Spooky T2I. I don't know who that is.
Oh, I know him, dude. That's Mike's boy. That's his artist on his book. Man, I can't remember his first name at the moment, but yeah, I know him.
All right.
Rob. His name is Rob.
Rob. All right. So Rob didn't win it yet. He's in the finals right now. So that was the first spin.
Yes.
So he's in the finals right now. You guys carry on. I'm gonna
So
erase
cálmate. Cojo loco take it easy, okay?
What you talking about, bro? People are winning some stuff. That's exciting stuff. What
Not
are
you.
talking
That's
about?
what Anibal. He's about to call his boy. Yo, you won.
Nah. This guy's extra.
No es pa' tanto, bro. Take it easy, man.
Take it easy, man.
Oh, you crazy.
¿Qué quieren que más carne? Sirve a sandwich, man. So anyway, let's chat it up, man. So what's going on, Anibal? What's new? We just came back. We just spoke to Sal about the con. What'd you think about the POWCON?
I actually was hoping to catch Sal on here so I could chat with him a little bit. I thought he was going to be on with us, but it was a good experience for me, man. I came back creatively recharged. I actually read a couple of the books. I'm going to shout out a couple of the guys that I purchased from. These guys here are great, man. Ace, it's animation and comics entertainment. Two young brothers doing their thing, really, really professional stuff. Self-taught, man. Like one guy's a writer, the other guy's like a triple threat. He writes, draws, and colors, and like phenomenal work. I'm enjoying their story right now. I actually picked up, of course, La Lesion, the lesson.
Okay.
Lots to say about that. I might have to do a episode just talking about that. But shout out to Big John doing his thing, John Diesel, and our boy, Mr. Felix himself, the Bronx Hero. I read the first part of the story. It's very enjoyable, man. I gotta say this about Ray, all right? He's a forward-thinking person. That comes across in his storytelling, and I enjoy that kind of thing. I respect and I enjoy anybody that speaks their mind, is not afraid to fight a good fight. This man represents that, and his story definitely represents that. So shout out to Ray. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy the rest of this as he promised. And as always, gotta self-promote. Still got Little Steve's Closet for sale up on Darkfire Press. Check that out by your boy, of course. Lots of cool stuff in there. Lots of nice, vibrant artwork.
Dude, did you save that page right there to open up? That was
It automatically does that, right? It knows what I'm about to do here.
That's my favorite page.
That is a nice damn. Yeah, no, that is a nice page. That's a hardcover. That's a hardcover.
Yeah, this is the hardcover. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
and
sir.
man, like I said, I came back creatively recharged. I've been, hitting the notebook after reading these guys and just coming back from the show. I'm still completing pages on my own stuff. I said to myself, all right, this thing here, I just brought 2 of these, right? Each of these things holds 48 pages. So that's a possible 96 pages of story that I'm allowing myself. I'm not going to try to go that far with it, but if I can't fill them both, it'll be like filler art. But once I do 10 pages of solid pencil, which I'm up to 9 right now. Once I get that, I'm going to ink and then scan and start coloring and then repeat the cycle over until I'm done. Until I get at least an issue's worth. And Sammy, I got your pages ready there. I have a little section here for the scanning. Once I start scanning, I'll throw your pages in there and start scanning those too. And I'm like a well-oiled machine here, but I'm down here every night, a panel at a time, depending on how much time I get. If I get more time, maybe I do 2 panels and getting it done, bro. That's how I do it.
There you
What's
go.
up, bro? And you're writing the story. You're doing all.
Oh yeah. Check this out. I'm at a dental appointment this afternoon, and as I'm sitting there, I didn't take this out of my pocket. I brought this with me in the waiting room. I'm writing dialogue down. I'm writing scenes that I want to definitely include into the book. Just fun stuff for me to draw to keep me like if I can stay in love with the project and sit down excited and passionate every time, I'm gonna breeze right through it. And that's where I'm at right now. So I definitely recommend drawing what you love and including what you love into your own stories.
Right.
So if money's what you love, then get paid for it too. That's another thing.
Yes.
That's it. It's funny, man. I try to carry a little notepad with me too, wherever I go. It's just it's good for if an idea strikes, boom, you just jot it down.
By the way, big shout out to me. No cavities.
Oh, okay.
The dentist said I could keep eating my big cookies. I told him about my chocolate chip cookies. I was like, yo, I gotta be honest. Sometimes I have sweets. I have these chocolate chip cookies. What's up? He's like, you're fine. Keep eating them. No cavity. I'm like, yes.
Wow, look at that.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Damn, kid.
So let's see. Everyone says George keeps spinning that wheel. Krista says POWCON was awesome. It was so awesome that my out of body experience enjoyed it so much that she'll be back again. You gotta just say no. Just say no. Anibal, are you going to flat first? That came from Michael San Martino.
You know, Mike, I might have to get with you on that, buddy. He actually offered, to help me out with that with the flats. If anybody is familiar with the digital coloring process, flatting is a big pain in the rear, my rear, and whoever's doing it, your ass basically. And Mike approached me about that, so I may take you up on that, Mikey. What you drinking there, George?
I got a little ginger. I got a little ginger. Got a little ginger.
Ale? Any ale in that?
I got it's more ginger than ale.
All right. Fair enough.
Oh shoot.
Nice.
Yo, Mike's talking about I'm still spinning the wheel right now. I'm going crazy. I'm like just spinning.
George loves that wheel. George loves that wheel.
Yo, homeboy broke my wheel, bro.
I didn't break Jack. That was Jonathan.
My man broke my wheel. It's like they don't
Yo,
care.
he gives me
when it's not your stuff, people don't care. You know what I'm saying?
He gives me something that and it has 1,000 screws to take apart. I was like, dude. I said, number one, I don't got any pliers. He's got all these. No. I unscrewed the base. I unscrewed the parts that were easy, but the rest of them had all these bolts all over. I'm like, how do you take this apart? I said, back in the box.
There's literally a little wrench that comes with the thing.
I didn't even know there was a wrench.
Literally, there's a literal wrench in the packaging, dude. There's a wrench in the packaging.
Oh, man,
it would have been nice if he would have said, hey, by the way, you got to take all these off and here's a wrench. I didn't know. I thought it just goes in the. I said, why? I said, how did he get it out in the box? I said, it won't go. It's like those IKEA projects that you can't get back in.
Yo. But this just goes to show how Sam is in his own world whenever he's anywhere, right?
He's a liar.
I'm literally putting this thing together right in front of him.
I didn't know what he was doing. I was too busy drawing.
It didn't take me 2 minutes to do it. This thing takes a little while. You got to screw it. Like you said, you got to use this stupid little thing.
I thought it was texting. I didn't know what he was doing. I didn't know he had a freaking little monkey wrench. He's over there with a freaking spinning wheel. I'm like, this is crazy.
I think, Sam, you're a better man than me. I probably would have just stuffed it in a bag and just taken it back to you. Like, here, you do it.
Yo, great word.
I'm not messing with that. I'm not touching that.
Yo, Crystal says, Sam, remind me not to ask you to build anything.
Do you know every IKEA project, I've always ended up with more little parts?
Hey, guys, it's not Sam the handyman. Remember that.
No.
Word.
No.
It's not Handy Sammy.
No, it ain't Handy Sammy. Shoot.
Oh, man.
I take things apart. I don't put them together.
I got to glue bad boy back on, but whatever. I'll make it work.
Gorilla glue.
That's it. But anyway, so on the last show we were talking. This is good. Just a good conversation to have about independent artists, right? We're all independent artists, and I guess my question is, at what point do we stop being indies? You know what I mean? Like we talked about this on the show the other day, Sam. When we were talking about Todd McFarlane, and you give him the well, everybody calls him Todd father, but you claim he's the father of the indies in a sense, or whatever you want to call him. But at what point does Todd stop being an indie?
Well, I think he's mainstream. I think what happens is he himself is mainstream, but he creates a platform for independence with Image Comics. And so I think where he broke the mold because he went and he created a path. He created an avenue to branch out and take risks and create and go after your passion. And then he built an empire. But when you compare it into the scheme of things, the Mattels and all these other, he's still a small player in the big scope of things. But he created his own niche. And so he's more mainstream. So when I think independence, I think grassroots. I'm thinking, the people in the court that we're playing with. Hey, what's up, Jay Salazar? And so I think it's just the people we're playing with. A lot of indies that you see on crowdfunding, a lot of indies that you see on Facebook, where you're still making a name for yourself and making your way through it. I mean, for instance, Image could have picked up your book as an independent. It was a one shot, and there's nothing else happening with you, you're still independent, because you're project based. Doesn't guarantee they're gonna pick up your next project. You know what I mean? So I think it all depends on the circumstances. That's my opinion.
What do you think, Anibal? When do you stop being an independent?
Well,
when you stop is when you make it.
I probably would say the moment you cross over and you're no longer paying out of pocket for your publication, and you become pretty much like not necessarily a household name, but you become your business is able to sustain you. You don't have to sustain it, and those big checks are coming in, and like I said, you're not paying out of pocket. You're not losing anymore. That to me would be the threshold. You've crossed over into the I guess, for lack of a better term, professional market or professional level, or that next echelon or whatever. A perfect example to me would be, and these guys go way back. When I think of indie, these are the guys that come to me.
Me too.
I'm about to say Laird and Eastman,
I do.
Mirage Studios, working out of your living room. They named their studio Mirage Studio because it was a Mirage. It didn't exist.
Yeah.
And their sofa and their coffee table was their office. Once they crossed over and Ninja Turtles took off, they were, in my opinion, by my definition of it, they were no longer an indie self-publishing company. They were now
mainstream.
They were this big empire. And with Todd, I think a lot of what Sammy says is true. I do recognize Todd. I call him the Todd Father myself. What he did was, okay, he is like, to me, the comparable person or people would be like, he's like the Hulk Hogan of wrestling, the Michael Jordan of basketball, the Tiger Woods of golf. He is that to comics. Before Todd, there were comic book deals made a certain way. Companies were done, things were run a certain way. After Todd, all of that changed. That's when you have creator-owned rights, and the rights to keep what you create and make money off your own creations come into play because of him. Well, him and his guys. I'm not just going to give the credit to him.
That's my thing.
He had the biggest mouth, but in all honesty, if you guys have seen the image
documentary,
it was Liefeld's idea. Liefeld's the one who said, "Hey guys, I'm tired of this shit. Let's get together." Todd just had the biggest mouth, and he was like their spokesperson. But really, that's the guy. The guy everybody hates on, and he was actually a really nice guy. I met him at the San Diego Comic-Con when we went. He was in the lobby waiting. I'm talking about Liefeld. I shook his hand. He was very humble, very cool, very nice, and I saw nothing wrong with him as a person at that point. But to get back to the point, see, Todd, I don't believe was ever an independent. That guy had a company gig from day one. So he jumped into Marvel. He jumped around to DC. He got tired of not making the money he thought he deserved, and he took the money, that big money, I'm telling you, big money from these companies, and took that and invested in himself. He didn't take his own money. He took the money he got paid from them. You know what I'm saying? So technically, he never was an independent. He created a huge avenue for independents like us in the self-marketing lane. Not self-publishing, creator-owned self-publishing lane. That's what he's known for. And it's like when you use the term friend, like when you meet somebody, they're not your friend, right? Not right away. Friendship takes years to develop. I call you guys friends. An acquaintance can be mistaken for the word friend. People use it loosely. When people think indie, they use it loosely, that term loosely. Todd was never an independent. There was nothing independent about Todd. Only possibly before he made it, if he put something out of his own when he lived in the trailer with his wife or then girlfriend, I would consider that being an independent. But yeah, so the threshold is that. In my opinion, the threshold is once you're not paying out of pocket and you got a big company behind you, you're not independent anymore.
But I believe he was. No, I think when he left being an employee and he risked it all to become an employer.
He didn't risk anything.
Sam, watch the document. Yeah. He says it. Like they say, there was nothing to risk. We knew we had our jobs. If this thing fit, we could go back to Marvel.
Well, no, they had something to fall back on, but there was a risk. There was a risk because here you go. It's your credibility. It's your pride. You know what I'm saying?
Let's call it a calculated risk. If anything, I'll agree with that. But it wasn't an end all be all for him. You know what I mean? Like for someone like ourselves.
Yeah, but we're not talking about. What we're talking about is you're going up and you're uprooting and you're giving up everything to go out and start a venture. And now you have to wear multiple hats. You have to become a businessman. You have to become an accountant. You have to start talking legal
I
jargon.
don't look at it as giving up everything. I look at it as putting everything on hold, and then if it doesn't work, I go back.
Yeah, I go back. I think if that didn't work out, Marvel would have taken him back in a second.
But that doesn't deny the fact that they went independent. They became independent. They were independently producing.
They did, but not Todd by himself. Like I don't give Todd that distinction because he had others that came along with him for the ride. And to Aniba's point, was he really ever an independent? He was mainstream when he started the whole thing. He was the guy who made Spider-Man different, and everybody was like, "Yo, he did that. That was him. That wasn't some random dude that that just did that at a convention with a pinup."
But he was an employee. He was still an employee. He wasn't getting profits. He wasn't getting any of that stuff. He was getting a paycheck for his pages. And so he's selling. They're selling millions of units, and he's getting a paycheck. To give that cushion up, to say I'm going to put that money that I earn into something that's not guaranteed, that takes risks. And to that, you're going out there and starting something from nothing. And yes, he had name recognition, and his earnings. And so, what he did. He ended up playing in a lot of different sandboxes that he was a rookie at. So here it is. I'm a star at Marvel, and now I'm going out here and I'm going to try this and I'm going to risk it all. That's a risk because you have to convince your family to take that risk. He has a cushy job. You have your benefits. All that stuff you're giving up to start. Now you have to pay benefits out of pocket. You have to create, an LLC. You have to get, insurance. You have to do all these things that all of it's unknown because the employer handled that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that for me was independent.
He definitely gambled.
They just happened to the fact is of their name recognition, they inspired a generation because they took the biggest risk, but the generation was cheering them on because of their art style. Yeah.
Not just Todd.
But he was one of they.
Yeah, of course.
So
but he wasn't the sole person.
But that wasn't the question. You guys keep bringing up the fact that he was part of a collective. Yes, that wasn't the question. The fact is that group of people all went out independently and they produced that stuff independently. And he stood.
No, you're right. You're right. I didn't ask that question, but you said Todd, so that's why I just said that.
I didn't bring up Todd. You did.
It's funny because
you chose Todd.
I'm like, yo.
Technically, when you look up, independent or whatever, they do fit the bill.
They do.
The description of independent by means of there's no big company backing them. That's by definition that would be independent.
Mm-hmm.
But when I think the term is used loosely. When I think indie, I think of Eastman and Laird. Those guys are indie to me. Anybody that's already coming from money, in my opinion, in my definition, from what I see, I don't really consider them indie. They're not at my level. You know what I mean? Right. So that's the difference to me. But in terms of everything you just said about Todd, hey man, he's the reason I think I got into comics. Mm-hmm. Like watching his stuff and the company Image take off the way it did. It gave all of us guys in our generation that hope that maybe this thing could really happen.
That's the reason. I think they were the reasons.
It's not just Marvel and DC.
They were, they were the reasons why so many.
So, I'm not taking anything away from them at all.
They were the reasons why so many creatives wanted to go out and venture off and try something on their own because they showed them the prototype, the platform. The problem is people only saw what was on the surface. They didn't see all of the stuff on the inside, the back end grind and all the detailed stuff that you have to deal with as an independent. That's why so many independents have failed, because when it came back to business and creatives didn't have that hat. When it came down to the financials, the legal stuff, all that stuff, negotiations, and the creatives were just looking at the fact that here are my favorite artists and they're rock stars now. I want to do that. They didn't see what happened on the back end. So that's why they're more body bags than anything.
And going back to the chat is blowing up with
it's crazy, especially the spinning wheel.
Yeah, I know. George is selling spinning wheels at POWCON, and Sam had no idea.
I don't know what he's doing.
Big shout out to Jay Salazar. What's going on, my man? He said, George, what happened? Yeah, Jay.
LL Cool J.
Oh shoot! Not when you ask him to draw something. Chris and Joey, back to the drawing. George had a whole booth of spinning wheels. The next issue of Catch the Craze, there better be a table of spinning wheels at a con. Yeah, I can see George.
Oh wait, hold on. A true story. And then Kristen, you're gonna enjoy this one. So on Sunday, I was there. You know, George didn't come on Sunday, so I was there on Sunday. So I set up the table and I took photos of it and I posted it. Immediately, George doesn't say anything other than "Where's the spinning wheel?" I was like, I didn't want the damn wheel in my photo. I was like, and he was vexed on the fact that I didn't have it on the table.
I was like, yo, it's the spinning wheel, Sam. Yo, Sam, no spinning wheel today?
So he's texting John. John, is the wheel on the table? Is the wheel on the table?
You know that's a lie because John does not read his text. Never text John. So that right there is a lie. You just lost all credibility. I never text John because he does not answer my text.
I was like, what's with the damn wheel? I said, I spun the damn wheel. Yeah, like, what? So what did people win? He's asking you, so what did they win? What did you? I was like, dude, relax.
Bro, as a matter of fact, it's time to spin the wheel.
Spin that wheel.
I got new names on it. Hold on, let me just read through this thing because this is hysterical. Gilbert says, this is a good question for Mike Wolfer. You guys should try him on the podcast. So we got to look up, see who Mike. I've never heard of Mike Wolfer. Gil, give us some more info. We'll definitely love to talk to somebody about this a little more. Michael, he would have a hat spinning wheel. I'd be like this. He should have a spinning wheel for the Jets winning the Super Bowl. All the wedges can say never going to happen. Nice. Jay Salazar, I think you wouldn't be independent once everyone recognizes your art. If McFarlane tried to draw under a different name, he couldn't because his art is that distinguishable. If you are selling spinning wheels, you will always be an indie. Michael Sammartino.
Who said that?
Michael.
Did you see the comment? He said, throw them like ninja stars.
Yes. Crystal said he could become the John Wick of spinning wheels. Imagine the meme potential. George killed the competition with a spinning wheel. That's what it's all about. The Russian mob killed George's baby wheel.
Wait. Another true story, and you guys are going to love this, right? So when George first got this spinning wheel, he goes, look what I got. Right? And I'm like, I said, why'd you get that? I have the thing where you just put the names in and you turn it around and you just. He goes, you don't need to bring that. I said, well, why can't I bring? Because I got the spinning wheel. He was about to cry. He goes, no, if you bring that, I'm not your friend. I'm like, yo.
And then it went cornball. Anyway, he went too far. The joke was good, and then he just went.
Not a sound effect for that.
Oh shit. Anyway, let's see. There's so many comments, dude. Here it goes. Wheels thrown like ninja stars. That's freaking great. Let me see. Yes, a man who made spinners for the gods. So Gilbert says Mike Wolfer has been an independent comic creator for over 30 years. His Kickstarters usually get 100% funded within an hour of going live. He has a lot of industry knowledge, at least some links. All right, cool, man. Yeah, no, it's an interesting conversation to have about indies. I think because we are out there, we're hustling, we're doing our thing, and then we go on Kickstarter and Type McFarlane made $5 million.
Yeah, man, that ain't fair.
And we're like, wait, what?
In the first 5 minutes.
You on Kickstarter, dog?
I'm saying it's not fair as I'm donating. Man, Todd, you wrong, dog, and I'm donating to this shit, right? You wrong, dog. Why you doing this, man? Here, take my money, by the way.
You're dropping $60 on that bad boy, no problem.
That's how bad it is, right?
That's how bad it is.
Yeah, I think, what was it? Jeff Smith did his new...
the Bone joint, right?
Yeah, it was a different name, different title that he was doing, and I think it's like $200,000 he raised.
Dude, it's just crazy.
I was like, 200?
It's crazy.
Diablo.
It is insane. Oh, man. All right, so anyway, back to the spinning wheel. I'm ready. Here we are.
Keith Murphy. It's Keith Murphy.
It says Keith Murphy.
Keith Murphy.
Keith Murphy goes into the hat.
Keith Murphy goes into the finals. Let's do it.
Oh, you guys are dragging this out, huh? These aren't even winners. These are just the guys that are going to be selected for all shit.
These aren't even winners.
Well, because he can't put enough names on that spinning wheel. He can only do 10 names at a time.
I don't have 30 slots in there.
Yeah, so then I was like,
invest in a bigger wheel.
I was like, yo, you got to put the names over and over again. He goes, so what? I'm doing it.
I'll do it, baby.
I was like, all right, I'm sorry.
You trying to shout people out? Oh, wait a minute. Now, let me ask you guys how you feel
What?
about this, okay? There are 50 backers on our
Oh,
our
hell
Kickstarter.
no.
There are 50 backers on our Kickstarter. He blasted me. I got to blast back. 50 backers, okay? What does Sam say? Well, not all 50 backers are going in there.
I've said it from the beginning. Physical backers.
Only the physical backers.
If you
I'm
listen
like-
to all the promos,
I'm like,
we just lost some viewers.
I'm like, word?
Well, subs numbers are going down.
I'm like, we just, yeah. I'm like,
That shit's like.
I was like, word? Oh, snap. All right, bro. It's your
you
world. I'm just a
crazy.
squirrel. You know what I'm saying? It's just world. I'm just a squirrel trying to get it out. That's
These are the best episodes, man. I'm just a mediator right now.
That's
but the
it. I'm
bullets
calling
are flying.
ICE.
The
It's
shots are
over.
flying, bro. I love it.
I'm calling Trump's people. That's it.
Oh, snap. My man's trying to put me on blast about my spinning wheel, bro.
Oh, you're
I
your
love my
spinner.
spinning wheel, man.
Yeah.
Leave my spinning wheel
He's like,
alone.
where's George? He's in the yard with a spinner.
I love this. Anyway, I got to go back to putting more names on the wheel. Excuse me, guys. You carry on. You carry on amongst yourselves. Oh, snap.
man.
They play with his toy.
But yeah, so anyway, so Sammy, you're going to on another convention with a road dog of yours. So tell us a little bit about your next convention.
Yeah, I'm going to ZoloCon in Bucks County, PA, with my road dog Jonathan the Psycho Syphax. It's karaoke. That's July 18th and 19th, I believe it is.
What is it called again? Zolo?
ZoloCon.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's at a
something
big.
new, right?
It's at a convention center. It's what's it, 12,000 square feet.
That's got to be a new one. I never heard of that one.
No, they've been every year. It's pretty big, yeah. But I haven't done conventions in years, but they've been doing it every year. It's a big. They bring in 10,000 people.
You said in PA?
Yeah, Bucks County, PA.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That might be why I never heard of it.
yeah. So my road dog.
Shout out to Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So Johnny and I would be karaokeing all the way there.
Alrighty.
Yeah. So
Sounds like a fun time.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. I told him, I said it's only 2 requirements. I said sing all the way there and sing all the way back. So that's gonna be
Better
fun.
stack up on your soda.
Yeah, that's,
Johnny loves his Coca-Cola.
yeah, I know. I bought him Pepsi when we were at the convention. It's constant. He was like, don't. I said, yo, he's gonna have rocks in his stomach soon.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Shout out to my boy John Diesel.
yeah. So in July I'll be in Bucks County, and then in August I'll be at Eternacon in Long Island. And,
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, that one I've heard of. Yeah, Eternacon. I've heard of that one.
Yes, and then hopefully I get accepted for New York Comic Con because that'll be October.
Wait, you are going to EternalCon?
Yeah. That's the one in Long Island. So I'm already confirmed for ZoloCon and Eternacon. So
Nice.
I'm actually working on the stuff
When
for
is Eternacon again?
That's in August.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
in Long Island. Is George podcasting at the top of the stairs or is he in a room? He's in a closet. And I've been telling him to come out the closet, but he doesn't want to come out. So, cause he's playing the camera, and I think he's spinning the wheels. Coming out of the dark, I finally
distracting
see
them.
the
I'm trying to
light
write the next names.
shining down
You're
on me.
Oh, snap.
God damn.
Yeah.
You're supposed
So
to keep the show going.
I'm
Come on.
hoping to have 3 events, and so Bucks County is a big event. Eterna's a little bigger than that, and then New York Comic Con's the Mecca. So, and then that'll be it for the year for me.
I was gonna say, what about the one in Connecticut? What is it, Terrificon?
Yeah, that was
the
just
one-
too
the
expensive.
Mohegan Sun?
That was just too
Mohegan- It's a
yeah.
dope venue, but if you've never been to it, just the setting and where it's at is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I
bro.
know it was just too much money. It would be a G just to do it, and I'm like, no,
Wow.
you know.
Okay,
So
okay.
I'm paying. I'm doing 2 events, and I'm paying not even half of what I would pay for that one event.
All right. What's up, buddy?
You know, when you're a brokepreneur, you gotta watch those pennies.
Yeah, Jonathan was
Order
saying that
levato.
a lot of these conventions, they're asking for that money up front. They're not even trying to put, just the down payment on the
No,
room. You
they
gotta
want the
pay for
whole
that
thing.
up front.
They want everything up
Wow,
front.
really?
Yeah.
Man, there's
Yeah.
no what do you call
There's
it?
no layaway.
Layaway. Yeah,
No.
None of that
layaway
stuff.
plan.
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. It's not gonna happen.
No, none of that. There'll be none of that.
Yeah. So
Cash on delivery.
yeah, when I looked at Eternal, not only that, EternalCon, the hotels jacked up the prices for that week.
Yeah.
I mean, not that Terrificon. They jacked up the prices to $300 a night.
Damn, son.
Yeah. So
that's not a joke.
you know, just to go to Bucks County, PA, it'll cost me $225 with the table and the hotel stay.
Okay.
That's
That's
not
it
bad.
total combined.
Right,
Where
right.
with just the table at Terrificon is $300. So I'm paying less to go to PA, 10,000 people, which is over there probably get 20,000 people or more. Who knows?
All right, yeah, that makes sense from a
Yeah.
mathematical standpoint.
Yeah. I gotta watch those nickels and dimes, bro. Nickels and dimes.
I hear that, man. I hear that.
Yeah. So and it, you know, and then I haven't been to PA, so it'd be a good opportunity to connect with people out there and try to expand the reach. You gotta book those hotel rooms months in advance. Yeah, I know they're crazy. They act up.
Yeah.
Look that one up. I want some information on that one myself. I may stop through.
Take the ride, kid.
Yeah, I may do that.
Yeah, take the ride.
It's gonna be fun.
And Michael say, how about the Big Apple Con or NYC Comic Con? Big Apple's expensive, man.
Big Apple's charging almost $600 for a table, and it's crazy for I'm like, nah, I can't do it.
Wait, 600?
Yes, for an artist only table. Yeah.
Is it still a 2-day or 1 day?
For the one that they have coming up, I think it's in August, or September. I think it's like $600. I was like, I'm passing on that. They're charging the same amount for New York Comic Con table.
I hope it's a 2-day at least.
Yeah,
That's,
New York
Oh,
Comic
word.
Con, which is
They
3
did a
days,
1 day.
is $600 for an artist only table. New York,
That's
and they
crazy.
bring in over 150,000 people, and Big Apple's bringing in what 7,000, 8,000 people. And they're charging that same amount. It doesn't make sense.
It's 600 for all 4 days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Jeez.
was like, I'm gonna take my risk. I'm gonna take it on a bigger venue where I have a greater chance of making it all back than
nuts, man.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm gearing up for next year to start doing some shows, bring my spinning wheel on the road.
Next
you know
year
what I mean?
is it's flying. Next year is San Diego. I want to do MegaCon. I want to do San Diego, and I want to do what's that one we talked about in Atlanta, in North Carolina?
Dragon Con
DragonCon.
in
Dude,
Atlanta.
I've never done MegaCon or DragonCon.
George, is that the one we did that time?
Nah, that was the Heroes. Remember the Heroes?
Heroes Con, yeah.
Heroes
That was,
Comic Con.
North Carolina,
North
one of the
Carolina. I think it was North Carolina, or was it North or South? One of the
Yeah.
Carolinas.
Yeah, one of the Carolinas.
Yeah.
Yes, Krista. Next year MegaCon.
Oh, Crystal's ready.
Yes.
Yeah, baby. How about Crazy Con?
There you go.
Yeah, I know, right? That's that. Yeah, imagine gotta host our own Crazy Con. I'd be
man.
hot.
Dude, that's
That's next
oof.
level right there, buddy.
Next
Yeah.
level.
I knew you thought about doing something like that, like putting a show together. at
Yeah,
one
there was a
point.
time where I was crazy
Yeah.
enough to imagine trying to put that together. I lost my way just on the research for it. Like I found a venue and like I found a
Yeah.
location and all that, and then I just was like, you know what, I can't like commit to this at this moment in time. Maybe in the future, but yeah, that's definitely something I toyed around with.
Yeah. No, that's a lot, man. I mean, talking to Sal, it sounds like a lot
does,
of
man. It
just
does,
you
yeah.
know,
It's
like not
I
being
feel,
able
I
to get
feel
in.
a lot like everything he was saying. Like I understand, like hearing it from his point of view, I get like, you know what I mean, the complaints and stuff like people have. It's easy to say, you know, you messed this up, but when you don't understand what happens behind, and at the same time, it's like it's his third show. You know what I'm saying? Think back of where New York Comic Con started, or
Right.
other shows. Like they're gonna mess up at the beginning, and it just gains traction the longer it goes on. So big shout out to Sal just for even having
Right.
that level of commitment to try to put something like this forward. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, remember the first Comic Con? There was a fire marshal there because they didn't have room
I
for
heard
all the
about
people that
that.
were in there.
yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
The fire marshal was taking people out of the convention center. Like, yo, you guys are to capacity. You got to get some people out of here. 'Cause
definitely
they
heard
didn't
about
think
that.
they had no idea it was going to be that big.
And
which-
when the fire marshal comes, it's
Yeah.
because somebody didn't grease somebody's hands. That's basically what it is. You decided that you're gonna bypass something. I'm not gonna
Okay.
pay that fee or whatever
Okay.
it is. It's like, all right. Well, I'm gonna send in my boys.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just
Interesting.
a thing for like Sal. I wanted to talk to him about, and I feel like I know him well enough to be able to offer him a little bit of suggestions on things. I think if he had like a team of people helping him out in terms of setting things up, like when I did POWCON last year, right before the pandemic, we had a panel we did. The venue was amazing, by the way. It was like a freaking phenomenal venue. We had our own separate room, and Hugo Bravo ran the setup for the panel. He got the artists together. He made the flyers. He made the whole. He set up the stage. He set up the table. He put microphones. He put cameras. He invited people. He took care of us like really good. It was a really good setup.
Anil, before you finish that story, just big shout out to Hugo Bravo. Hugo Bravo is an artist. He's a cover artist. He's a painter. He paints
Phenomenal
covers.
Painter.
Look him up, Hugo Bravo.
Painter. Yeah. Good guy. He's always got a positive attitude. We met him at one of the shows and we just befriended him.
Really cool dude.
And until this day,
but go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I think if like Sal had people like that in place, like get a guy just specifically to do what do you call it? To hang posters up advertising the location of the show, for instance, you know. And again, if you hit me up on time, I enjoy this kind of thing. Let me, like, you tell me, yo, but I could use a hand doing this and that. If I'm available and I'm cool with you, free of charge, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to do stuff like that. Just, you know, let me know with this is me offering that out. So it's out there now. But yeah, something like that would have definitely aided the whole behind the scenes experience. I don't know how in depth it was with who he had backing him and helping him out. You know, I don't think you mentioned that on your interview, but if he didn't have that, that's definitely needed. You need a team, you need a crew. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a one-man job. It's just impossible.
Yeah, I think you know, one of the things would be going to the schools and doing like an internship, getting like interns who are looking to get into marketing and public relations.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Boom. Now they get this as a credit or whatever. You know, work on doing those things.
Yeah. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, because you don't have to pay. They get work experience.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and you know, it
you
works.
get free labor, and they're happy to do it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, that's a good idea.
That is true.
Little things like that. Those little, you know, those things that maybe you don't think of, and at the moment you say, oh, I got it covered. It's not a big deal. This and that. Those are things that with given time, you can put those in place and have that work for you, and then you won't run into this type of situation. Like say what he said about they didn't let him in the night before to set up. Had he had a crew, I mean, I don't know how you guys set up. Did you guys set up your own like how did that work? When you got there at 8 o'clock in the morning, Sam, like how did that? Like guys were just doing their own thing.
Because
we're there,
they were still positioning. Okay. They were still positioning things, and so everybody was waiting in the front, and they had to wait for either Sal or his brother, or as they came over saying, "What's your name?" Try to find your space, walk you over to your space. And then figure that out. So in the morning, it was a little unorganized that way, and so the temperatures were flaring because people were standing in the rain or whatever, but once you knew where you were, then you had to set your stuff up, and we had plenty. If you got there early enough, you had plenty of time to set your table, your booth up, whatever. If you got there late, you know you're gonna be bitching about having to set up, but you should have been there earlier. It was an interesting event. I mean, the rain definitely put a damper on things. The rain, and
that was a 50-50. I figured it's rainy, there's nothing else to do. People might show up, but it was like, yo, it's rainy, ain't nobody going nowhere. I'm staying outside. You know what I mean? It was winter.
Like if I didn't have, if I wasn't attending, I would have stayed home. It
was but you know what it is too? It's like I think that the rain also helped people from going away. To like whether it's
that's what I was thinking. The beaches are shut down now. You live.
Now you got to do. What are you gonna do? All right, let's just go to the con. But no, it was tough. It was tough.
The rain sucked. And
then finding the location, and mind you, I used to work in that area. I used to be at EMS and EMT, and there was a house there that was used. It's still used as an EMS building. It's literally like down the road in front of that, towards the main road, and you pass that building to get to the location of the PAL building. And I think it would have been a little easier. I don't know what zoning laws are like. I don't know if you're allowed to post flyers on telephone poles out there. With some towns are weird like that. I don't know. But if that's not the case, maybe a little, even a yard sale has a sign, what I'm saying? Yard sale down over here. Like something like that may be a little bit more, down the line useful.
You need a street team. Anytime you're in an area where you don't have easy access to public transportation, that's when you need to do grassroots street teams. You need to hit all the coffee shops. You need to make sure you get anywhere you can post it. The bodegas, everywhere, the community centers, the YMCA. The fitness clubs, wherever people congregate, that's where you got to hit and say, hey, if you got kids, anybody interested in comics, we have a big event coming. We have celebrities.
Have that Power Ranger dude standing on the street like, yo, Comic Con's over here.
Doing the Power Ranger thing, right? You want your hot dog?
He was too busy. He was too busy picking his onions. He's like, damn it.
Yo, that's crazy.
I love hot dogs with onions, man. That's the best.
Do you?
Yeah, you gotta load up with onions. I hate chili dogs. I love the onions and
Oh, I
mustard.
love me some chili dogs, man.
Yeah, chili dogs. Me too, man.
Nah,
Dogs,
man.
but,
That's like high octane. I was like, nah.
But yeah, man, overall I had a good time. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good experience for me as a spectator. I liked the way it was set up. I didn't mind that the artists were scattered about. Like I was telling George, I didn't mind them not being in one area. I like the the chase. You go over here, oh, where's this artist? Oh, he's in the other room. I don't mind. It was such a compact setup that it's not like you're walking across a bridge and going through this weird tunnel and going up some escalators to get, you know what I mean? It's all right there. So that was a good setup in my opinion in terms of that. Yeah. The only thing, like we talked about it already, and you guys mentioned it at the side, I guess the setup in the gym was not the most ideal for a panel, audio wise, you couldn't really hear like anything. The only thing I did catch was when that guy asked George for directions.
No. He goes. What time is your panel over?
Yeah, when you guys finished over here, I'm like,
damn.
Oh man, that's hilarious. That's so funny. But these little things, these are all fixable problems, and again, not really problems, just little issues that could be definitely fixed.
Yeah, we made lemonade from lemons. We made it happen. I gave. I don't know if you showed the vlogumentary, but I gave you and Michael
I started
props.
to watch. Yeah, I did see some of that.
Yeah, I gave you guys, shouted you guys out cool. Because you guys supported us in the audience.
Cool.
So we became cool with the cosplayers, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's funny. Listen, I'm gonna spin it one more time.
Spin it.
Diablo.
No, I have
to. Spin the wheel. Spin your wheel. Go ahead, boy. Do your thing.
I have to. We got
Russ Explode.
Oh, Russ Explode. Oh, yeah, buddy.
So let's see.
Russ, you're not a winner. Spoiler alert. You're not a winner. Not yet.
But
all right, so we're down to 3.
So Jay says old school marketing on the street. That's right. Nothing beats grassroots old style marketing.
Yeah,
let's see. Krista says Mega is on Hotel Row, so you'll be amazed how it's marketed. Yeah, Mega wouldn't be Mega without they got they know what they're doing. And I live what? Oh, congratulations. Let's see. Dang, that is rude. What? And I live about 9 minutes from it. What's rude?
The guy who came up to us and asked us what time our thing.
Oh yeah, that guy was a jerk. Time to shine, spin that wheel. What kind of spin was that? George, just gotta put some twerk in that. It went 2 names and stopped.
It'll fall apart. This dude shoved it in the box, bro. I can't even spin it to him.
Lies, all lies.
Oh, this is an Amazon product, bro.
Oh,
this is an Amazon product. It cost me what, like $20? How hard do you think I spin this thing? Sam shoved it in the freaking box.
Liar.
This thing is done.
That thing spent the same way at the con. They're like, someone said, how hard should I spin it? I said, not where is that? Don't make it fall off the table. And they go, it's like,
I bet it fell off the table.
They're like, spin that wheel.
Oh, man. My poor wheel, the things it must have gone through at the convention, man, with the savage.
Oh, the savage. Look at him.
I can't
it's like Christmas. He has a new toy. It's like Christmas.
Oh, dude, I love this thing, bro. I love this thing. Just for shits and giggles. I'd be like, yo, G, spin it. I love that. Yo, you haven't used the new ones though, man. You're using the old school ones.
I am. I did.
Are you crazy? That thing is hysterical.
It went. You were talking over it.
Oh, all right. I love that joint.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yes. So that's you need an upgrade on those OnlyFans type spinner.
OnlyFans.
Oh,
body blow. Body blow.
What's that body blow? I think that was pretty funny. Yeah, we got some comedians out there, bro.
I know, right?
I love them. All right, well, I gotta write the 3 finalist names because we gotta spin one more time for the winner.
I know. What the hell was I saying? Oh yeah. So news on Forbidden. Kickstarter won't let me launch the landing page for another 2 weeks, which sucks.
2 weeks? Yeah,
because it takes they haven't reconciled all the pledges yet. So once they do that, then it takes a week for them to send us the money, and they want to confirm that we started to fulfill the orders, and so they won't let us launch the landing page right now, which sucks. So I might have to push the launch of Forbidden a couple of weeks after. I wanted a June 25th landing launch date. I have to move it to maybe July. No Indiegogo. I think you missed that. I know, right? I should have just done it on Indiegogo again, but everyone said to do it on Kickstarter. Yeah. George OnlyFans, we be paying to watch him drink ginger ale and go to bed at night. I know. You know he's a piojo. Yo, he couldn't even survive 2 days at a con. He goes, Sam, this is too much on my bones. I have to go home.
That's exactly what I said.
That's
word for word what I said. That's exactly what I said.
I gotta go take my Excedrin.
Yo,
hey, what's up? They came from the radio, Marky
How was
Mark.
the night out with the boys?
That Fuddruckers sucked. That Fuddruckers sucked. It was horrible. We went to Fuddfuckers, and we went to this place. I'd never been to a Fuddruckers, and this one I just felt creepy. You walk in and we're standing there, nobody's approaching us, but people are just staring at us, right? And so it's me. It's Michael Gracia, it's Brian Kong, it's Ray Felix, and it's what's his name? Rivera. Alex Rivera. Mm-hmm. And so we're standing there and people are staring at us. So we're like, so now we go over to the first employee we see. It's like, hey, what do you do? And she don't speak English. ¿Qué? I'm like, really? So then we, so they go to another person, right? It's like, what do we do? Yo no sé. Go ask the manager. I was like, all right, so we're looking for the manager. What do we do? Oh, you have to go online. Hey, what's up, JF DeSantis? And so now we have to go online, right? And order our food and then wait for the thing on the screen to light up in order to get the food. And we pick wherever we want to go to sit. But everybody's looking at us like, don't sit too close to us. Don't sit too close to us. So we found this round little booth for us. But it just felt grimy. Then you get your order, and then if you want it,
is that the first time you went to a Fuddruckers?
I've never been.
I've never been to one either. It sucks.
And it just felt. I was like, nah, man.
Later, Mike. Take care, bud.
Who that?
Spin away, baby.
Oh, yes.
Gotta go to work.
Thanks for showing love. But I enjoyed, hanging out with the guys. I thought that was fun. The food not so much, but the hanging out with the boys, that was cool. They wanted to do it again the next night. I was like, nah, I'm out. I was like, what's it? I said, I'm pulling a George.
You talk about me. You're like, nah, I can't do it.
I said, you get me one night. That's it. I'm a one date person. I was like, Sunday night? Nah, I'm heading home. Sunday I packed up early. I was out. I was like, yo, I'm gone. That day too, it was the last, I think from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, I had no action in our area of the convention. And I looked over and I see Brian Kong. Now, Brian Kong, if everybody knows who Brian is all the way, open to close, die hard, and he's working his booth. But when I saw he started packing his stuff early, at 1:30, I saw him start folding stuff and putting it. I said, wait, is he packing? So then I'm peeping him. I'm like, so then I realized, for 2 hours there was nobody in our area walking. They were all by the PlayStation raffle and by the cosplay. Nobody was. So I was like, I'm gonna start packing. 3:30, I started breaking shit down. 4 o'clock, I was out. I didn't even wait till 5. And then once my banner came down, everybody in my section started packing. I was like, Prang, I'm out, and I broke out.
Yo, Jay's like, what happened to Aniwa?
I don't know.
I'm here.
Aniwa bounced.
I'm here.
Said, I ain't got no time for this.
here, buddy. What's up, Jay? What's going on, bro? Thanks for noticing. These guys just going at it, just talking. They didn't even notice I was gone.
We did. You said hold it, and you went to talk to your familia.
Oh man. Wow. Yeah. Fuddruckers. I've never been there. I mean, people.
So you didn't like Fuddruckers, Sammy?
Nah, I didn't dig it.
The setup or the service? or everything?
Everything.
Do they still have the pool tables there?
I don't know.
Well, I haven't been. You guys went to one in like Parsippany or something, right?
Yeah.
I've never been to that. I didn't even know they had one. I went to one, like, I haven't been to one in years. The one I went to was in Paramus, if they're still around. I thought it was nice. They had a little bar area, a little pool table set up, a little, I don't know remember if it was miniature golf or that bowling. Like, the food wasn't bad either.
This didn't have a bar area. No, this.
Sam got gypped.
It looked like a diner, a self-service diner. That's what I felt like I was at.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, it's like, dude, never again. I said, it's not one and done. It's on my list. It's off my list. It was like, I'm out. I was like, yo, can we go to like a wing stop or something? I was like, forget this.
How was the food?
To the point was like, yo, do I have to take Pepto-Bismol? I was like, yo, I wasn't. It just didn't feel. I don't know. I just didn't like the atmosphere. I was like, nah. Right. And not me. I'm not. You know me. I'm not picky. But this was like, yeah. I wouldn't have come here. I would have picked it.
JM said Paramus closed years ago. So did Wayne.
Oh wow. Okay.
So yeah. So apparently that's why. I mean, that sucks though.
Yeah, they got to work on their customer service skills too. They look more annoyed than anything. I was like, really?
Oh damn. Yo, you know what I wanted to do today too was I wanted to send some of these surveys out.
Survey says?
Kickstarter. Because you know, we're gonna need some of the surveys back so that we know where to send some of this stuff when it's time to do that. So, you know, we're
catch the crazies, right? The
crazies,
third,
the
third
one.
So
we're gonna go ahead and
Whataburger. I had Whataburger in California, in LA. And is that the one that they have that secret menu that you order and they have that special sauce that they put on it?
That always brings dirty thoughts to my mind when you say that special sauce.
Flashbacks from D Block.
Special sauce. What's in that special sauce?
I think that's what it was. I think Whataburger. What is that? Justice for Juicy. So.
Who said that?
No, you said that. Crystal said justice for Crystal. Oh, shit. Crystal, your shout out will come once we start sending all the stuff out. You're gonna get a shout out for the entire. Once your survey goes out, you'll know when to put. You know what you want us to say on the shout out.
Yeah, she's funny, man. I just read a comment on Eva just comes on to pimp his items. Oh man, she's hilarious, bro.
He's like, hello, buy my book.
Because I gotta go. Y'all talking about some other? I gotta go. I'll be back.
That's great. Oh man.
Oh man. All right, so let's see what do we got. I'm sending these surveys out right now for everybody. You should be getting them in your emails if you back the project.
How we doing with them spins though?
You're gonna. Oh, there's one more coming up. The big finale. The big finale, bro.
Georgia.
Yo, so you know the artist that did the book for Michael?
Rob, yeah, he was one of the guys in the audience when I did my panel at POWCON last year. Michael and him showed up all the way from like somewhere here in Jersey, all the way up there to Brooklyn to come see me, man. Really cool guys.
Nice.
Yeah,
yeah. So he's in the final. So what I did was I put their names, each of their names 3 times on the wheel, so they have 3 chances to win each. It's going to be Keith Murphy. It's going to be Spooky 2TI, which is Rob. And it's going to be Russell Allen. So let's see who wins this
bad man, Russ.
Yeah, bro.
Nice.
He was. We had Philip Russert on the show yesterday. He was promoting.
I started watching some of the tragedy.
Tragedy Kickstarter.
You see how many people involved with that? He had like 19 cover artists.
He's pretty big time though. He runs his own show.
He knows everybody. He's everybody.
Yeah. He's an art agent and all that stuff. I
he's
definitely
the mayor.
Get to know more about him.
Yeah, really cool dude. So I mean, he's got Will Spostascia doing one of his covers, bro.
Oh, Sean Chen. He's got Sean Chen doing a cover.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. He's got some names.
All right. Yeah.
So
that's big time right there. Yeah.
Yeah, big time. So he's so we had him on the show, and we who was on the show with that? Oh, I think Mike was on that show also. He was doing some funny stuff. Let's see. All right, so let me spin this wheel right now, real quick.
Uh-oh.
While I send these surveys out.
Survey says
you should be getting yours soon, anybody.
Okay, I'll be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. We're just gonna. I guess Sam will just drop your stuff off.
Yeah, we'll do it like we do.
Yeah, we should meet when the new spawn drops.
26th, right? The 26th.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Because I'm as soon as I get that damn thing, I'm gonna film. I'm gonna document going to pick it up, open it up, and put it on what's in the box.
Sam is that Todd father groupie, bro. Holy cow. Jesus Christ.
Stop acting up.
My God, he hears Todd and he's like, oh, I gotta go. Jesus Christ.
That's how you are with the spinning wheel. Stop acting up.
Yeah, dude. I know. I know you. I know what you're feeling, bro. I know what you're feeling. I know what you're going through right now. All right, here we go. Ready, guys? I'm gonna spin. That's broken. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. There's a blank there over here. Because there's only 10. Here we go. Ready? And the winner is
Juicy Smollett.
Spooky 2TI.
All right,
look at that.
All right, good job.
Rob wins the book. So we got to figure out how to get it to him. I'm gonna have to hit up Michael, see if I can get an address or something for him. Yeah. But yeah, so he wins the first issue of There's an Alien in My Toilet, and that's probably the only cover I've actually, maybe one of 3 covers I've ever drawn in my life.
No, you did 2 covers for Designated in My Toilet.
Which one? Oh,
you did the one in the bathroom.
Bathroom.
Yeah, it's the bathroom.
Oh snap! That's right.
That's right.
And I colored that too. That was back in the day, man. I used to pencil in color. Wow.
Yes, what's sad is that I was like George's biggest cheerleader. I liked his style. I liked the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, no Sharpies were injured in the making of those covers.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yo, this kid, I can't
That's
believe
all I think about. That's all I think about when
He's like, he said he picked up one of these joints. He said we got to get this done.
I actually have that page too.
I'm sure I left that behind.
I was like, why did you do that, Sam? Why'd you ain't put a shot? Yo, you snooze, you lose, man. You're not here to do your own job. I'm doing him a favor.
Sounds just like him. Sounds just like, yo, hasn't changed at all. Just to give people a little backdrop on what the hell we're talking about.
Lies.
Back in like 2000 and I want to say what 3, 4 maybe.
Did that book ever make print? I would like to see that. Like what it looks like today.
I think it did.
I'm gonna show it on the next show. I have it. They're acting up because it looks good. Yeah, I have it.
Oh wow. Okay. So anyway,
share the story, George.
So at the beginning, I was drawing Russ 5377, which is my book.
Yes.
Get it right now at getyourmeds.com.
You know what? Wait. So it's because there's been a lot of shade, I got a story about. Let him go. Go ahead. I got you.
Okay. Good. Yeah, I love these.
Shade is coming.
Yeah. Anyway, so we were sitting down. It was like the night before. It was like Christmas. I don't know how soon before the show, but we had to send these books out to get printed. And so I had drawn this page because at the time I was drawing the book. I was doing my own thing, 11 by 17 sheet of paper. And everybody's like, you know what? We got to get this book to the printer. Everybody grab a page. Everybody, let's just start inking this thing. So, all right, cool, bet. So we all grab a, whatever, to start inking the joint. And I look over to the side, and Sam is grabbing a Sharpie. I swear to God, like this thick. I'm like, yo, what are you doing, dog?
Yeah.
And Sam's answer was, you snooze, you lose. Yo, child, I'm going to do it for a favor.
Yeah, and that's why Sharpies have come a long way, right? I know the dudes that ink with Sharpie, and they've come a long way. This now, we're talking about almost 20 years ago. They weren't where they're at now. They weren't where they're at now. They were mainly used for like laundry. You want to write your name in your clothes at the laundry?
I was a trendsetter. I was the one who set it off with the Sharpies. Everybody's like, yo.
The tip of the Sharpie was this thick at the time.
Stop looking at my tip. So it was like, you crazy.
Oh shit!
Oh snap! Yo,
that was good.
Yo, he had that on the tip of his tongue. Wow! No, whoa! Pause. So go ahead, Sam. What's your shade?
Oh shit! So the reason why, I was always George's biggest champion when it came to Russ. I love the way he drew it. And then he got a critic review about his art, and then he just shut down.
Yo,
and he went into a hole,
Yo,
and he
that
never came out.
killed
He's like,
me.
"That's it. I'm never drawing again."
Dude,
It's over.
yo, Sam is funny though. You know who Sam reminds me of? He reminds me of Jonathan. He adds a little bit to it, right? I mean, you have to. I appreciate it. I appreciate the story. For the sake of the story, that's awesome. But definitely not the way. Anyway, no, but he's right. You're right, dude. That thing killed me, bro.
It destroyed him.
Tired you
I
as an
still
artist,
have
bro.
it. I still have it.
No
I
matter
look at it
what
from
I
time to
said
time.
to him,
I remember
he
that.
still wouldn't do it. I said, "Yo, just do it, man. I like your style."
It was bad business.
People liked his style. They were picking it up at the cons, and he just couldn't come back from it.
Yo, garish and gouty.
You know, the words you garish.
Yo, at the time,
We had to look it up. We had to look it up.
I didn't know what they meant.
Who's
I
like,
didn't
get
understand
the
at the time.
get the
So
thesaurus.
listen,
We're
bad
like,
boys up.
Like, maybe that's some good shit. Maybe it's a good review.
Yo, that sounds bad. Maybe it's good.
Let's
Yo,
break out the Websters.
we've come a long way. We've come a long way in our vocabulary.
Damn. Y'all killing me,
that
man.
was crazy.
Yo, crazy.
He's like, "Yo, why you gotta send it out to critics?" He's like, "Stop sending them out."
Oh,
I
man.
thought you printed it for us. I thought it was just for us to see.
Why you gotta be sharing that with the world, yo? Come on, man. Stop it. Yo, not for nothing. Recently, I Googled the person who gave me the review.
Okay.
They're not doing reviews anymore. I was about to hit him up. Like, yo, my man.
Yo, he's like, "Yo, it's Gigi. Remember me?"
Yo, Gigi.
Garish and Gouty.
Garish and Gouty.
Double G.
I'm naming my kids that, man.
Oh, shit. Oh, my stomach is killing me.
Big shout out to Christian Aluas who's in the audience. He says, "I use those Palomino pencils too, George." Oh yeah, these right here. Yeah, these are dope. You know the history of those old school Disney animators. Oh, no kidding.
No
Hey,
way.
man.
Hold that up again, George. I don't know about that.
Yeah, these
You got it. Educate.
Palominos.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, these Palomino joints. Yo, good eye on Christian, man. I put
Peeping. He's
I
like
just put the
this.
tip in.
He's like this in the window.
Well, we talking about tips again, bro. What's going on here? I'm on the wrong show here, bro.
I mean, yeah, no, but this is the pencil. This is the pencil.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I didn't even know
Christian
that.
knows his stuff, man. He's an artist's artist. You know, like he knows his artist
Yo,
stuff.
big shout out to Christian Aluas who has a new book out, and I typed the title of the book in there, Christian, on the chat.
The autobiographical one, the semi-autobiographical.
He's got It's a Living, which is for freelancers, and then he's got another one that he just put out. Yeah, he just put out. So big shout out to Christian,
Okay.
who's doing that. But yeah, man, good times back in the days, bro. But that definitely was the killer. That definitely
How
put
far back we
the
go.
nail in the coffin. They closed it out.
That's what shut his career down.
Done. Shut it down. Shut it down.
You retired after that one.
I
I was
retired.
like-
I haven't. Let me see.
So
I know I
whoever
have.
has those original copies of Rust, those are gems,
Yeah.
bro. Those are
Yeah,
gems.
Those ain't. I don't even know if I have the files.
Who
to
has
reprint
the
them.
actual pages? Who has the actual pages?
I have the pages.
Okay, at least you
I have the ones that are inked.
No, I have a couple
the
of those.
Sharpie edition.
No, but you know what? I have a couple of those because those are the ones that I did. He kept the ones he did. That son of a.
You didn't want to
that
take
is-
them. He left them there.
that is
He's like,
funny.
damn it.
I don't know about that, but yeah, okay, I left them.
Yeah,
You
you
silly
left them.
bastard.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh, you guys.
Those
thanks.
are some
Nah,
interesting
no doubt,
times.
Christian. What happened?
Those are interesting times.
Oh, bro, that's crazy, dude. Crazy.
Those days of the conventions where we're folding and stapling.
Yo, but it's so different now, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And to go back to the POWCON, right? I stood there. I just didn't have like come to the table, check it out. I mean, I had the mask on. Nobody could hear me. I sounded like Bane. You know what I mean? People were like, "What did you say?" You know, I was like, "All right, yeah, this isn't working right now."
Yeah, it was different. No, it wasn't Sammy. It was the critic. All right, stop
Yeah,
acting
Chris,
up.
It was Sam. It was Sam.
Stop
killing-
acting up,
but
Juicy.
it was because of Sam. I got that critique. No, it wasn't. That was issue 3. Issue 3 was the end of Russ, as we know it back then. Actually, Gilbert, big shout out to Gilbert, who's in the who was in the chat. I don't know if he's still there. He has the original comic books. Yeah.
I still have all the copies. I have like
No, but he's got one of like the few printed editions of it. You know what I mean? Like he came to the show and bought them and stuff. So yeah, that was cool, man.
Those are.
I might have a few in my stash too somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure I have some too somewhere.
Yeah, I think I still have the PSD files of the books.
So, anybody gonna make it out to the Garden State Comic Fest just as a spectator at all? I think it's next weekend. This weekend.
I think it's
this weekend,
right?
This weekend, yeah.
Oh, it's this weekend. Yeah. Nah, I'm not gonna make it out there. You guys going?
How about you, Sam?
I don't know what's how much is at the door?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. Not sure.
Yeah, because I know Brian's gonna be there. He's like, yo, why you not doing it, bro? I was like, Brian does every convention.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna be at POWCON. He's gonna be at Garden State. He's gonna be at Sicilian Con.
Man, that's his life.
That's his joint, bro. Yo, he's so good at that stuff, bro. He is such a good artist.
He's a machine, bro. He's a machine.
Big shout out to Brian Kong, man. If you guys don't know who he is,
I don't know if you've tried it before having him on, but I would love to see him.
Oh yeah. No, we have to have him on. Yeah, we haven't. We've never had him on. We haven't had him on. We haven't had James Rodriguez on. Big shout out to James Rodriguez, who was also at the show.
No, on the comeback we haven't had him. We had him in the past. We haven't had him on the comeback.
Right. Yeah, I mean in this format.
Yeah. He's the one that's saying, watch that show. You gotta watch the show.
I never knew that when you told me that. Like I had no idea that was James. That's funny.
That's him. Big shout out to J.M. DeSantis. He'll be at the con this weekend.
Oh, he's vending?
I don't know. Are you just going as a spectator, Jam, or how are you getting there? Also, to mention, J.M. DeSantis is also the publisher.
Dark Fire Press.
Dark Fire Press behind
where you are able
Steve's
to get
Closet.
my book, My Little Steve's Closet. There it is. Look, Dark Fire Press. The owner of that is J.M. DeSantis. See, I'm shouting him out too.
That's right.
Yes,
I'm not greedy. I'm sharing.
He's there vending. Yeah, he's gonna be there.
Oh, he is vending.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, word.
Nice.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, cool.
That's a 2-day.
Yeah.
It's 2-day, right? It's a 2-day show.
I believe so.
Nice. All right. So the return of J.M. DeSantis to the convention floor is this
I may
weekend.
consider stopping through then.
Yeah, make sure you check it out. He's also the man behind the Adventures of Wonder Dog. He's the publisher for the Adventures of Wonder Dog. So yeah, that's awesome. What did I say? Annie pimping his stuff again. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta be a pimp. Oh man, dude, you wearing that T-shirt? I still have that T-shirt.
The Cost Nation.
Cost Nation.
Yeah,
I don't even know they're still around. But
What,
Cost Nation.
What, you guys went to a cosplay?
No. Well, how he came to the table, right? And had some T-shirts.
At one of the Comic Cons, New York Comic Con, I think it was.
Yeah. He was like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember how we met him, but yeah, he hooked us up with a couple of T-shirts.
We had a good run at that New York Comic Con, though. I just gotta say that real quick, man. We did I think close to 13 years in a row at the Comic Con. We were like a fixture at that thing, man. Like it was amazing. We had a good run, you know.
Then it got harder and harder to get in.
Every year,
every year it got harder.
Yeah, every year was a struggle.
Every year it got harder, bro. Holy cow.
Yeah, they kept weeding everybody out for the bigger names.
Well, they also run C2E2 in Chicago, and they also run I think they actually run the Seattle one.
That Repop.
Yeah, I think they run the Seattle one too. I think they bought that one too.
Yeah, they also
we went to Sam.
Reed is also responsible for licensing Expo.
Yes.
They're a money machine.
It's good. I mean, the return of Comic Cons I think are back. And he said 3. What did you guys ask JM? He said 3. Oh, 3 days. It's 3 days.
Oh, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Wow. Okay.
All right. That might happen then. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No, that sounds cool, man. That sounds cool.
All right.
But yeah, fellas. So what's everybody going on? Got going on later? Anybody watching any good shows?
Well, you get the fight this weekend. You got the whole Mayweather versus the Instagram guys, the YouTubers. Jake
really?
Paul. Jake Paul and Mayweather fighting this weekend.
Wait, they're actually fighting. Yo, did you see that video? They had a video of him taking his hat.
Yeah, and his brother, he got snuffed.
Yo.
He got an eye jammy.
Did he really?
Yeah. When he took his hat, Mayweather popped him in the eye. You didn't see he had a bloody mouth and a black eye? That's how he hit the shades. Yeah. Logan Paul is fighting Mayweather this weekend. That's a big fight. And there's another fight this weekend. There's 2 big fights this weekend that's happening. I've been at Licensing Expo. Yeah, we've been to Licensing Expo as well. So, yeah, Eternal Con, I'm going to be there, Christian. I don't know if you're going to be there, but are you going to be there?
And yeah, let's not forget JM DeSantis is also going to have Chariana over at the show. That's his book. So if you guys are at the show, make sure you stop by and pick those books up. But yeah, I love Christian, the way Christian thinks, bro. So $150 per artist alley. And this is part of what you have to think, the way you have to think. I did the math and I think I could sell 10 copies, which is his break even. So that's awesome.
Yeah. That's why I chose Eternal Con and ZoloCon. I'm going to be at ZoloCon in Bucks County, PA. Yeah, so I'll be there in July, and then Eternal Con in August, and then hopefully New York Comic Con in October. But yeah. So Logan Paul's fighting Mayweather this weekend, and there's another big fight this weekend. I forgot it's a UFC fight. I forgot who's fighting, but yeah, it's a big weekend for fights.
Yeah.
The licensing expo was great. I still have photos of me, George, and Jonathan, in their blazers, pimping in their man suits, and yeah, it was fun. We were youngins back then.
They're big boy pants, huh?
That was an experience and a half, man. That whole.
Yes, it really.
We were so young and naive.
Yeah,
we had no idea what was going on.
No, and yeah, there were sharks all around us trying to just take our property and hoping that we were just dumb.
You just didn't know what was happening, right? You didn't know who was who at the time. We're like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, it's like, they were like, yo, we want to represent you, but we want to take full ownership, and we'll give you a 2%. We'll give you 2% for the first year. Then after that, we cut you loose. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna cut you. I said, get up my face. I was like, are you crazy?
We will screw you, but listen, we will provide the Vaseline.
Yes, I know.
Sign the contract. Sign the contract.
Just sign right here. Sign right here.
I know.
Oh, dude, it's just terrible.
Trash Can Paul. Who's Trash Can Paul?
No, I think she's calling.
Oh, Logan. Oh, Logan. That's right. Yeah. I'm a little slow. It's like, I was like,
it's getting late for me too.
Yeah, George, he's been in that closet. He's about to come out.
I'm
getting coming out. I want the world to know.
Hey, easy, cancel.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
So, UFC Sakai is fighting Rosenstruck. That's who's fighting.
Rosenstruck.
Yes.
And licensing at 2 to 5%. That's the norm. Get out of here.
Yeah.
2
to 5%, huh?
Nah, not gonna happen.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Yo, Anima, what did you use to paint that?
Oh, that's a very good question, George. Glad you asked that.
I got you, bro. I got you.
There's this brand of watercolor dyes called Doc Martens. Back in the day, and you can attest this with Wilson Ramos. Back in the day when comics were done, without digital coloring, they used to do color samples for the color guides for the guys that do the coloring in the print machines to follow. The color dyes, the color guides were done with these dyes. They would print out the pages miniature, and sometimes they were done with markers too. But the Doc Marten dyes were predominantly used by industry guys back then to do the color guides. And I got them as part of the package, the student package, when I went to the Cuban school.
Right.
I never used them, mind you. I just while I was there, I used to just use markers back then. But then by the time I did this, I learned how how flexible they were. You could just do so many things with them, and I was like, wow, they're freaking great, But I probably won't ever use them again now that I'm digital.
Word, right?
They are good. They're good. It's good to.
Yeah, I have tons of acrylics and all that stuff that I don't use because I'm all digital right now.
Yeah, exactly.
George, this is for you, Christians. You were just touching on that.
Yeah, remember that? Yeah, I was just reading what he said. Yeah, go ahead, read it.
Yeah, it says, I wanted to open up a discussion with you guys whether you still think the energy to do cons is worth it. It feels like vanity to do them.
That's a great
question. So tell about your experience and how you felt
George.
about it.
Yeah, no, we were just talking about that. I mean, I don't know. Was it off air? I don't remember how we were talking about it. But yeah, like I feel like, when you first start, and you come out and you have your first book, right? You're like, hey, I'm this person. I'm doing this comic con. Right, the energy is there because you're young, you're new, you're hungry, right? After a while, and even now today, it's a different vibe. It's almost like I was telling Sam, maybe we need to have some like sales people to come in and sell while we, whether it's networking or even like for Sam, he's drawing, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
Shout out
I
John
think that
Diesel. John Diesel, we are finally catching up to your genius ideas that you used to preach back. I gotta give him his credit. John Diesel used to preach this very stuff to us back in the day when we first started Mass Media Studios, probably even before that. And we are finally catching up to the genius that is Jonathan Sypex.
Yeah, Jonathan. I mean, he's been talking about sales teams for years, right? He really has. He really has.
But I agree with you, George. I think we're at the time now where that makes more sense. I believe.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, and Christian, just if you're still in the chat, just what do you mean by it feels like vanity to do them? Just if you can just expand on that. And Crystal says on an indie level, I would say yes, because you need the exposure.
Yeah,
and
so
that is true. You do need the exposure.
But there's definitely a sense of awkwardness, right? Because sometimes people just stare at you, won't say a word, and you say hello, and they're just looking. And if you try to, and when you stand to try to engage, they run away real quick. It's like there's this awkwardness that I forgot about. And I was like, ugh, I gotta go through this shit now, So I think that's the part where you're like, why can't you just be normal? Hey, what's up? How's it going? Blah blah blah. What are you here for? Let's talk. Sometimes people are just weird, that way, and so you have to work. You have to find a rhythm, and then not only that, where we were at POWCON, there was a point where it got, where everyone was looking to get a sale, and they're like, so the moment someone walked over, it was like sharks. Hey, check this out, check this out. So I'm like, I didn't want to. That's not me. You come over to my table, I want to talk to you, blah blah blah. But sometimes people couldn't even make it to my table because the sharks came out. Hey, so you have to go through those things. I enjoy the people that were just like true fans of art and comics, and they wanted to talk and find something new. That's what I enjoy. Is the awkwardness I could do without.
And I wonder, is it a generational thing? Like, have we been doing this so long that we have seen the differences in the generations? And what I mean by that is, when we first started, I feel like the customer base was a little more, like, okay, what are you talking about? Like, they were just a little more, let's talk. Whereas today's fan base, it almost looks like they're more introverted and they don't want to speak, and they want to, the cosplay is big because you don't have to be yourself, so to speak. You can be kind of like whoever you want to be. I don't know if it's a generational thing. I don't know if the fan base is or the customer base has changed.
Yeah. I think comic book fans in general are just kind of awkward people. I love them. But generally speaking, even for myself as a fan walking through, I was approached by some people, and my avoidance is I'll either be honest, like, no, I just got here, I'll come back around, I'll do that. Or if I'm not feeling like talking, I might do this. Pretend I'm talking on my phone when you're giving me eye contact. Dodging that bullet. I don't feel like engaging with you at this moment. You're approaching me a little too aggressively, whatever it might be. I'm going to swerve around you, and it could get awkward. And yeah, that's kind of, I think I've come to expect doing Comic-Con so long. That's a normal thing from that. Like Sam was saying, like, here, I got to go through this shit again. Yeah. That's part of the Comic-Con crowd.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Crystal makes a good point. She goes, I'm a psych person, so I deal with people like that. I wouldn't go for the sale. I start with the bond and establish credibility and relationship, which is what we used to do a lot of.
But I also think it is, general, because when we were doing it back in the days, people were more personable. The technology was just trending, and so it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. And and at that time, people were people, and you had your nerds, you had your weirdos, you had but everyone was just like comic fans, and it was easy to talk to back then. I mean, you remember we used to have mobs at the table at Big Apple, and it was easy. Everyone was talking. Now, being away for so long, it just seemed awkward where you have the people who are looking at a distance and afraid to approach, or if they come over and you make eye contact, they're like, oh shit.
That's what I mean. They just look a little more. They feel a little more awkward.
Yeah,
they feel a little more awkward.
Some of that could definitely have an effect on even an already awkward crowd. Yeah. Then you throw in the whole digital era on top of that, and now you have this whole new level of uncomfortableness that we've never personally dealt with because we're from another generation. So yeah,
I haven't been at a show such a long time. So then when you're there and you're like, I can't call Kids Comic Con. It was a small little venue, so it's not like this. So this is my first time being able to see it, and I was like, it made you realize some of the things that you don't want to have to deal with. But then at the same time, it's a necessity. So to answer your question, from a personal perspective, it's not vanity. It's more of a necessity because you have to network and you have to reach out to the public, because those people that I met in Wayne didn't even know I existed. So they were seeing what we did for the first time, and so those are the things that are priceless. If you can make a new connection, if you can make a new friend, or build a fan base with an audience that never even knew about you, that's the win. It's just you got to go through those awkward moments. So for me, it's not about the spotlight. It's really about the promotion and the networking.
Yeah, a Christian says it feels like vanity because we could make our tables by spending less money with online ads to sell books and leave our weekends free. I think creators have a vain need to show themselves off. Usually, I don't sell enough to justify the exhaustion of the weekend and inventory that I'm still left with. Online, there's no inventory. Maybe cons have burst like the '90s bubble. So I mean, I don't know. And if you've made more sales, what happened? And if you
block his screen,
and I don't know, if you find that sales online have exceeded what you could make at a con, that's great. Because I don't find that. I think, and maybe again, generational, right? I like the one-on-one. I like talking to the customer base. I like saying, hey, check out my book. So I don't know. Ads, sales online are still, I guess, and I sound like an old fart, are still kind of new to me in a sense. You know what I mean? But that's interesting, man. That's interesting. And Crystal says, remember, George, we live in a time of COVID, telecommunications, and introversion. It allows you to be a person behind a screen as opposed to interpersonal relationships. And she says, maybe one day you'll have me to discuss about the psychology of comic readers. It's my job.
Yeah, no, and then Jim says, yeah, even during weekends when you don't make enough, the promotion is important, getting your name out there. It's not all profit. It's definitely not showing. Yeah, so I think what it is for the events for me, it's more about long-term investment. It's about hopefully getting somebody to pick up that first book or to invest in you in that moment, and then hopefully following you after online. Because they're not, you're not going to be in that same neighborhood again. You know what I mean? So maybe they become a fan and they follow your work online and they purchase your other products and they become a fan. So I think sometimes you have to take that risk because don't guarantee you're going to make that money back.
But also, you know what, Sam? It goes beyond just the fan, right? It's Anibal left.
Anibal just dipped,
yo. Anyway, no, I think it goes beyond the sales sometimes, because if you remember when we were in San Diego Comic-Con and then that company came by, the representative, the ones that wanted to represent, Circle of Confusion.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that exposure for things other than just the fan base, for those people that are interested in a new product that they're just looking, they're looking for something new and they find your table and they're like, oh wow. Now, the chances of that happening, of course, are, very slim, but it could happen. I think that's part of the reason for being out there also.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's being at the right place at the right time, and you don't never know what that's going to be. It's just when the stars and the moon aligns and everything works in your favor. But I do believe that the conventions, they're a gamble, but they're an investment towards the long game. So if you're looking at the short game and you think you're going to make a quick buck, your short game is not going to last long. I look at the long game. I was like, you know what? I have to do these shows as an investment towards tomorrow and hopefully build and cultivate that following.
There he is. There he is. He's back. He's back.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know. What happened was our sponsors got tired of seeing your book. And they were like, drop them.
J.M. DeSantis says that's how Rosarium, which was a publishing company that he dealt with for a little while, picked up Chariana. The publisher saw him at a show.
Damn, I missed the conversation.
No, because we were talking about.
Replay, sorry.
No, because we were just talking about the reasons to do the conventions are beyond just the fan base, right? Or just making money. It's about the connections. People may come up to the table that you didn't think you can get to, and then all of a sudden they like your book. Say, hey, by the way, I'm from this company, or I'm from here, I'm from there. We would like to give you an opportunity to, do something with your book or whatever. So
Christian made an interesting point from what I heard in terms of selling and recuperating what you put into it. He's speaking strictly from a freelancer. That's what he does for a living.
Correct.
Livelihood is, he needs to make this money back. So from that point of view, I kind of see what he means. Like, why would he just try to? He's not going to try to shell out money for every little. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
at that point, it becomes a vanity thing. It becomes like, I just want to show what I have. The money, because we know the money's not really what it's about. You're not really going to make your money. Like if you do, you make any money, you might break even.
Yeah.
But the importance of getting to meet the people, connecting with the people, creating that kind of interpersonal thing where they don't invest in your product, they're investing in you. That type of thing. You need to, occasionally pop your head out at a convention if you're a creator. That's the name of the game.
Yeah. He's got another interesting question here. He says, how do you feel about celebrities that get paid up to $50,000 per appearance plus comps, while cons insist that indie creators pay from $150 to $2,500 per table? Do we carry those actors on our backs?
Yep. Yep.
That was it.
That was it. Oh, I mean, that's basically what it is. It's and what's crazy is that some of these venues that charge a premium to the independents, they put you through the ringer just to get in. You know what I'm saying? And they make it seem like they're doing you a favor by accepting you, where the Comic-Con started on the backs of independents. When you think about it. No, it isn't, and I think that's the same thing. I think what happened was comic convention started off as a indie fans. It was a pop culture thing. And then all of a sudden the celebrities took over. Same thing with crowdfunding. It became independents trying to get their stuff out there, and then now the big names took over, and they're the ones who are making a fortune. And again, that's the name of the game, unfortunately. The big dogs are always going to rise to the top, and they're always going to look at what the small guy does, and they're going to make it bigger and run with it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I don't think it's definitely fair, but it's like almost like like we were saying, it's like almost like a necessary evil. But Crystal says, allow me to answer that question, that it's the other way around. So what do you mean, Crystal? What do you mean it's the other way around? I'm interested in seeing what she has to say about that. But
yeah, no, I disagree.
The celebrity is there to draw the fans that go to the convention. If the celebrity doesn't go to the convention, let's be realistic, how many people will attend that convention without the big name? It's a fair point.
All depends on the heart of the event. So if the event started out as an indie event and it built a fan base around that indie event, and then all of a sudden they switch gears, it's no longer about the independents. It's about the celebrity. And so I think what happens is, you think about it. Look at something as like Wayne, New Jersey. Where was the crowd? Over by where they had the Power Ranger, the wrestler, and the cosplay and the gaming. That's where most of the traffic was. So it made it a little harder, and that's a small venue. And I'm talking, so if you look at something like big, like San Diego Comic-Con, the reason why you have a bigger chance of getting, selling your books is because they bring in hundreds of thousands of people, and when people are done getting their signatures from the celebrities, they walk around, and hopefully you catch, those people there. But I think it's more celebrity driven. You just have to try to. It's almost like get the crumbs.
I think that's what happened with San Diego Comic-Con and with all the conventions, right?
Yeah.
They start like San Diego Comic-Con started small, and now it's where movie houses want to go and premiere their movies, and where they, but what happens with that is that now the agents, the producers, the people that make decisions walk around the floor. Let's see what's out there. Let's see what's going on out there. And they may end up at your table. So that's why I'm saying it's a necessary evil. And I tend to agree with what Crystal is saying, that, these are the people that are going to bring the people in the door. And you just, like you said, Sam, you just got to get those crumbs.
You have to get the crumbs. You got to fight for it. You
just got to get the crumbs.
Remember we got lucky when we were at San Diego because we were by an entrance.
Oh, that was great.
And when that door first opened, the people wanted to get the first dibs before they went on to the panels and all this big. So we used to get that rush that would run in and they, what do you got? And remember they would just scoop stuff up. And so we got lucky. But then we wouldn't see them again. So
location.
Yes, because
everything else.
That's the other part of it. You have to be in a nice prime spot. So like for me, it's like, if I know that the action is going to be in one side of the room, that's where I want to be. I don't want to be on the other freaking side of the room, but how much leverage do you have to be able to negotiate that? And I think that's where sometimes you're at the mercy of the venue, and and hopefully you've already built some sort of following, and that some of those people that follow you are going to be at that venue.
It's funny because, and John is with us in spirit tonight, because that has been something that he's always done. Like,
just thinking about John too. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he was always setting up, like on Facebook, for example, he'll set up like a what do you call it? Not a fan page, but he would set up like a
big
event, like an event page, like an event page, and he would say, "Hey, who's coming to the show?" And he invited everybody to come to the show.
Joe Holly. He sent out an invite. Holly came to our table. And
that's right. So he again, that's part of like what I think it's our job to promote the fact that we're going to be at that.
I like that idea.
It's great. It was a great idea, dude. It was a great idea. He did it all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
Yeah, it's not always fun facts with sci-fi. Sometimes he has a really good stuff.
Dude, his genius isn't really appreciated until he's not. So no, yeah. So
50 years they'll be dedicating a statue to the genius of John.
He just has to. You know what it is with John? He has to speak up. He has to say, "Hey man, say it with your chest." He's got to
say it with your chest.
Make us listen. If we're not listening, make us listen.
Yeah, sometimes you got to shake people up. You know what I mean? And he's very like, all right, fine, whatever you guys want. You know what I mean? But no, he's right. He's right. You need to promote yourself prior to the show, so that when the show comes out, people are just showing up at your table and you're like, "Hey, I saw your stuff on Instagram. I saw your stuff on Facebook," and we got a lot of that stuff.
We know because it worked. He's done it with us. It worked.
Yeah, it worked.
And it all depends on the venue too, because I think one of the things, and to Christian's point, is a lot of things that made us it made it a lot easier for our experience in San Diego was all the promotion we did ahead of time. We got on radio, we got in the newspapers, we got on the news, so the word was out there. And then the last event I did at San Diego, I actually bought a full page ad in the program guide, and that helped. That drove traffic to the table, because we were in the program guide, and people were like, "I'm looking. Is this you?" You know what I mean? And that was that. So you have to, if you want to survive in that arena, you really have to, you gotta, invest, and you really have to hustle months in advance.
And you know what? Just like you said, it's not only just that; it's also the presentation.
Yeah,
I remember that year that you're talking about. You had like the alien coming out of the toilet,
and the UFO
hands with the head. You had the UFO
over the table.
So people were like, "Yo, what is that?" They come over and they're like, "What is that?" So you have to, because you have to stand out in places like that. And Christians talked about vanity. I think it's more just you have to stand out in a room full of people. I think we had a
Monty,
a guest on the show that talked about she wears pink hair, and it's because it makes her stand out. People see her, and I think that you have to do that. It's why
the creator
art stands out on Kickstarter.
The creator of Dwarves, his setup was so elaborate at the event, which is why he got so many deals. Because your presentation is also key. It's like and that's what I'm thinking. Like, if I'm going, I'm thinking about, like, right now, I'm thinking about what the setup's going to look like at New York Comic Con if I get accepted.
Yeah.
And that's that's where my head's at. And and I looked at when I did Wayne, I looked at everybody's setup, right? And I'm like, all right, I like that. I don't like that. I like that. I'm always trying to get ideas, and but I know if I'm going to be in the big arena, I need to be able to stand out. I need people to be able to see and recognize it, and that becomes an investment. And sometimes you take a loss with that investment, but sometimes it's again, it's the long game that I'm looking at, not the short game.
What's crazy about that too is because if you think about it, right, the people who are putting these shows together are also walking the floor, and they're also looking to see, okay, let me see who's got. Oh wow, that's interesting. That guy's got something over there. So that when you are putting your application in for next year, they may look at your application and say, this guy brought something to this convention. They may push your. I mean, I'm not saying that that's what happens, but I'm saying they may push your application up to the top. So it's always, you got to stand out. You know what I mean? It's like going to a party and dressing up. You got to look good. You got to look good. I like this back and forth that Crystal and Christian are having on the chat, man. They're going back and forth here.
Yeah.
And listen, Just to really real quick, the celebrities there to draw the fans that go to the convention. If the celebrity doesn't go to the convention, let's be realistic. How many people will attend the convention without the big name? The fans will not come and will not trickle down to the indie creators. Christian says, I see your point too, but I'd counter that indies are just as important and cons may lose us forever if they keep this on track. Then Crystal says, when I had big events, she worked for Disney. When I had big events that I did research for, the days that had big ticket celebrities had more attendance than days without. So you have to look at feasibility and sustainability. The con has overhead expenses, and I am sorry to say it, the indie creators are not enough to keep the con going. The ideology concept is there. I'd argue that the money, Christian says, I'd argue that the money for celebrity signings don't trickle down enough to the indies. But the reality is the con will not be able to exist without the ticket, merchandise, and food vendor sales, which is, a lot of that is true. Christian says, so then the con answers it for us. We're not enough, then we're not wanted. That's fine. Innovation happens this way. And then they go on, and I appreciate you guys, speaking on this. But I think that it all boils down to, to answer Christian's question, I think that these guys are necessary in order for these conventions to survive. It sounds crazy that they're paying them that much money, and they're willing to invest that much money because, and Sal was on before, he dealt with the celebrity, but he brought in almost 800 people on a rainy day, that probably wouldn't have come in if
on a holiday weekend.
And on a holiday weekend, that probably would not have come in if that guy wasn't there, as a pain in the ass as he was, because there is a fan base for that guy.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so,
I mean, he brought in the cosplayers, and so they had people. There were three factions: the celebrity people, the cosplayers for the contest, and the gamers for the PS5. That was the majority of who attended.
Let me ask you this: out of those three, crowds that you just mentioned, did any of those people pour over to purchase or to engage with you guys at all? I mean, you could obviously see who the cosplayers
I had a vendor come and buy, purchase commission. I had a cosplayer, but they were
told to come and see us because of Sebastian. Shout out to Sebastian Bonet. So and so they picked up Catch the
Crazies. I had one guy that I had to work him, and really pitch Forbidden, and he picked up Forbidden number 0. But the rest of it were just anime fans, like fans of my art style.
Okay.
And they were like, "Hey, can you give me a sketch card of this? Or can you get, can you do this for me?"
That's the whole thing too. You didn't actually mention the whole anime.
Yeah, the anime was big because all of my commissions were anime characters. And so that was
I was trying to see if that theory of the celebrity being there trickles down to the indie. I want to just
right. So for me, my education was, and I was talking to George about it. There was a lot of stuff on the table, right? And so primarily they just thought I was an artist or podcaster, right? Because we had the banner that said podcast, right? So, and they didn't realize that the books that I on display were books that we created, right? So, and that was a fact. And so I was like, okay, my presentation's off. And so I know that at the next event, I got to brand and make the books the focal point and make me the artist the secondary. Right? And so what it was all my art on display, and so they were buying the art and not realizing, wait, there's books. And they're like, I really just want your commission. I really want you to draw me this. So that's what it comes, so that was the education for me. It was like, oh, okay, I get it now. I'm sending mixed signals. There's a podcasting banner behind me, there's art on the table, and then there's corner on a rack, there's some books.
Yeah.
So I have to rethink the presentation. If I'm doing a con as Catch the Craze, then that's when that banner pops up. If I'm doing a con as Crazy Comics, then it's got to be about the books.
I was just gonna say that you got to make a choice.
Yes,
a choice has to be made.
Yes.
It's because it's too confusing.
Yeah,
and people don't have the time to figure it out.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They're like, I'm not trying to figure this out, bro. What are you selling me?
Yes.
And if it's not clear, they're not gonna buy.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, this has been very interesting.
It's been a great conversation, I enjoyed this conversation. What do you guys think here for the next round with the Four Horsemen? What if we did we bank on what we did last time with the theme songs? We pick a topic and we do karaoke, and we do karaoke, and we bring in a different person each time that comes up with a song, and they have to sing it live on the show. What do you think if we did that? So everybody's in the chat gets an opportunity to come on for 5 minutes and sing whatever song that we come up with, and we do karaoke night.
Interesting.
What do you think, Alibaba? Would you do it?
I would definitely need my tequila.
Yeah. I'm gonna need something more.
Vodka shots.
I'm gonna need something stronger than ginger ale. I'll tell you that much.
You know what I'm saying? We come up with a theme. George is gonna twerk fest. There you go. She wants that twerk it.
Chris,
twerk.
If you come on and twerk, I'll twerk with you. You ain't doing that shit. What were you gonna say?
Oh, you crazy.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we come up with a thing, and then if you're in the chat room and if you want to participate, we'll give you the link. You come on, and you get the spotlight for 5 minutes and do your song, and then we go around and we just make a night of it.
5 minutes is a long time. Maybe a minute.
A minute. See, a
minute.
minute. I know, right?
Bro.
I know, right?
When you're on the spot, not that eternity.
5 minutes is a long time, dog. But yeah, no, cool, man. Cool. So when we doing that?
The next session.
All right. Well, let's check with John. Let's make sure he's available.
Oh, that'll be. Oh, John's gonna want to do that. John's gonna want it. Yes.
Yeah, John, let's see what happens with
John's
Johnny.
all in it.
Johnny, we missed you tonight, brother. Hopefully you're back next time we're on. But it's been fun. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Yes.
Crystal, Christian, JM, Gilbert, Michael. There's so many of you to name. If I missed
Sal.
you, I'm sorry. Sal is on here.
Jay
geez.
Salazar.
Congrats to Rob on the big win, the wheel, the spinning wheel thing. I'll work something out there. Maybe you can give me the stuff. I'll give it to Mike. I see Mike at work all the time, and he could give it to his boy Rob or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Check out JM DeSantis this weekend at the what is it? The Garden State.
Garden State Plaza. Yeah. I'll think about it.
He's going to be out there, so check him out there. And man,
give us a thumbs up if you like this episode. Hit that button, that like, share it with a friend.
Subscribe.
Spread the word. Next week on Catch the Craze, we have 2 live shows with 2 indie artists. We have I forgot Santino. And we have Chris Hicks, and I think it's Robert Santino. Tuesday and Wednesday.
Steve. Don't forget to pick up Little Steve.
Yes.
Pick up Little Steve, man. Go to darkfirepress.com and grab Little Steve.
Yeah.
Pick up Wonder Duck too while you're out there. Pick up Wonder Duck. Why not?
Darkfirepress.com.
Yes, I know.
Pimping ain't easy, son.
And PA, I'm coming for you in July. So I'm thinking of doing that page that Jonathan did. I gotta figure that out. An events page.
Bro.
That sounds
good.
hot.
It's good.
That sounds hot.
Anyway.
So I'm Sam the Crazy Man Vera.
George the Dreamer Medina, and that is
Andy Bao, Arroyo, Capollos, and we are out.
It's just easy. It's not.
Crazy. No, I was talking about my friend Laquise. I met him. Say my name, right?
This is what you were thinking? Oh, my.
He described me. He said, I'm the
What? Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. To Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze. Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.